Yeah.
Bad response.
That's because I had both of them muted as well. But I had the for some. Oh no, it's because Windows had memed me. I forgot. My bad, guys. I forgot that yesterday Windows trolled me and muted all of my sources in OBS because it forgot what my microphone was. But don't worry, we are here. Okay.
Inks is me.
Yes.
Jebro and TeaTime.
Welcome to TeaTime, guys. Yes, everyone is MMO Inks. We finally gave you on this Sunday, guys, the 1st of April. Nothing suspicious here, but we actually decided that we would give you guys what you want, which is only MMO Inks on TeaTime.
Hold on, I think you decided that. I don't remember agreeing to this.
We all agreed to this before the show. Everyone is MMO Inks. Okay?
Yes, that's right.
Everyone.
Now I remember.
But no, in all actuality, I have to try and actually remember which one of these I need to disable now, which is going to be really awkward because I can't remember which one is which. So let's see if I can actually get everyone back.
Which one is the real?
Yeah, I can't remember which one is the real Inks. I'm afraid this is some slightly bad
You have to
news.
pantomime anytime anyone else talks. All right, Inks. So if I'm talking, you have to pretend to be me. And then when Jebro is talking, and when Jebro vapes, you have to vape too.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to have like a British accent.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have
audio. Hello, chaps. It's me, Jebro.
I like to say chap, man. What? Never said chap in my life. Oh my
British,
God.
of course you said it.
Okay, so there we go. We have now managed to fix that.
TeaPot's there. All right, we can just keep it like that. I don't think. Oh no, never mind.
Wow.
All right.
No, but here we are. Here we are. We have appeared for real this time. I mean, this is actually we just took off our Inks mask. Okay. And it's actually tea time now, and after a few technical difficulties and a few secret discussions off stream about the Illuminati, we've now arrived. It's tea time. We've got Jebro, we've got Inks, we've got Roy. Okay, we're here to talk about some interesting things because what we did last week was we kind of had a bit of a talk about the PvE community and some little gimmicks and quirks about that.
See you later.
Yeah. So I thought, what better to do than continue the theme and maybe, so we could do a hybrid tea time match. We could talk about the world versus world community a bit, but also the PvP community. Okay? And this is a very interesting topic because this is maybe the community that might be most filled with... No, actually, no, that's not true. It's probably a tie.
I thought we were going to talk about the paperclip on the Guild Wars 2 wiki. Yeah, I mean, I thought
that actually is pretty funny. That actually is pretty funny. I have to give them that right. But I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about like the copious amounts of salt and how jaded everyone is and how everyone hates everything in PvP. I thought that might be something to talk about. And well, we've got.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean?
PvP is full of the nicest people ever.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily the nicest people ever.
So how did your balance patch go the other day? Was it good?
That's not bad. The balance
I think the balance patch was good. Yeah, I think the balance patch was pretty good actually.
Except that Mirage is still busted.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Mirage
they didn't address everything, but they.
I know what they're doing with that though. It makes sense. They're shaving it. It's not as it's shaving it. Look, it's like Roy's hair. It's like just every so often he wants to try and get to complete bald, but then it'll just come back a little tiny bit. Like it's not an extreme amount of hair. That's my sign for people who have hair now. But it's just shorter. It just gets shaved every so often, But with the Mesmer, it's actually going to stay shaved. Hopefully. I'm not telling you to shave your head or anything. That doesn't really make much sense. No, but what I'm saying is what they did in the past. Like, remember when anything was overpowered, they would just get the hammer, get the class, just a big fuck you, basically. And it would just be, that is completely underpowered now, like Necro was ages ago, years ago, and Warrior. I think after Hambo. And then, because I think it was then, maybe not. But I think they're trying to shave it. So they did bring in subtle changes. It doesn't mean it's not still, quite strong, but there were subtle, tiny little changes which don't. I think they reduced, increased the cooldown on. I can't remember what it's called. The trait which gives you a stun on days. I can't remember what the trait is, but there's
confounding suggestions.
There's little changes like that in various places where you can see they're trying to bring it down, but they don't want to just nerf it. So I'd rather that would actually happen. So I don't actually mind that Mesmer is more OP because I just want them to be good. I don't want them to be completely wrecked. So I'd rather that happens over like 2. It just depends how long it's going to take after this patch for that to happen. If it's going to be another 3 months.
I just think by the time the next X-Pack rolls out, it might, you know.
I knew you were going to say that.
Exactly, and then it doesn't matter because then they could roll out the next broken OP elite specialization. See, and then it's all good.
That's pretty much how it works, isn't it?
No one will complain about Mirage anymore.
Yeah, exactly, because it'll be Mega Mirage, and you won't have to worry about just normal Mirage.
I mean, the thing is, generally, I think the passive nerfs are really good. That's the one major thing that I'm enjoying about. Well, I'm not sure if I'm enjoying it while Mesmer is actually how strong it is. Because of, Elixir S, for example, is now 90 seconds, the proc, which takes you down to Elixir S. That's been increased. I think they've changed, Necro Spectral Armor, the taunt on, the taunt for Rev, a certain amount of health. Signet Stone, obviously, utility and passive trait. So I think they increased the cooldown of it, and, the same with, actually the utility, not as many seconds, but they reduced the cooldown by like half. So that was good. So they're trying to get rid of all these. I think, did balance starts get nerfed or was it Endure Pain? I can't remember.
It was the trait.
The trait.
Defy Pain and
Last Stand.
Last Stand were nerfed.
Both were nerfed. Pretty hard, actually. Pretty hard.
Yeah, they were very, very heavily nerfed.
Trying to find the bloody patch notes. But yeah.
Special Avatar got nerfed.
Yeah, that's good. I
think Full Counter also got nerfed.
That's right. Yeah, that damage. There was a lot of good ones. I'd have to go back through them and have a look. But there was some. I don't know how good it was for World v World because I don't play World v World. But I know there wasn't as.
Doesn't really change it that much.
There wasn't as many changes, right? I don't know.
There were some good things, but it doesn't really change the meta.
Yeah. The big thing was nerfing Hammer and a few Scourge cooldowns, 2 Scourge cooldowns.
Wasn't there a rev change as well? Sorry.
Yeah, Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer rev. They just reduced damage on Hammer too. Yeah, had it coming.
You still run it, so
it's had it coming for the last 3 years. So yeah, that was a good change. Or basically since Heart of Thorns came out.
But are they still running it? Like, is it still meta regardless?
Yes. No. Yeah. Like I said, it doesn't change the meta.
Just does less damage.
Yeah, which is good. The Scourge needs to be nerfed and Winds need to be nerfed, and then the meta will change.
That's right. They fixed Scrapper as well. They fixed Scrapper, boys. I'm so happy about that.
They increased detection pulse by 600 radius.
Dude, it's really good now.
It's actually ridiculously large range.
It is.
But you can actually use function gyro now, and it doesn't bug to the point where you can't actually down someone yourself. So that's good. So you can actually use the class now in PvP. Without running the gauntlet, because you used to have to die for it to work again as well, which was kind of annoying.
Well,
I mean, one of the things.
Maybe that's intended. Maybe you're supposed to die.
Maybe they just.
No, they just don't. They really don't want you to play it, man. Yeah, that's how it works. You actually have to die. Easy.
One thing.
Oh, they fixed Necroshades too. Yeah.
That was really annoying. Bug, actually.
They didn't 100% fix it. They just made it a bit.
Yeah, they kind of fixed it a little bit. Right?
Working as intended.
They tried. They gave it a good shot. They put some effort in. They nearly fixed that. Just pretty good.
One thing about the patch was that I think everyone should have definitely got, which maybe people missed, was the fact that they're trying to empower weapons that don't get used and kits and utilities and stuff that don't get used much. They nerfed a lot of auto attack damage on Holosmith and on SD Thief.
Yeah. And on the dagger as well, actually. They nerfed the dagger as well.
Yeah.
Sword and dagger.
They nerfed a bit of Guardian healing on the tome, right? And obviously they took away Magai's amulet. I mean, fairly big thing.
Yeah.
I've seen Harriers. Is it Harriers people have started to use, and also Menders?
No,
I've seen some
just Menders. I haven't really seen Menders.
You've been using Menders the most that I've seen. Well,
yeah.
others.
There's also like a couple people have been trying sort of burn Firebrand. So
that's pretty nice.
The Sage Amulet, because like instead of going like at the most support you can, you're kind of going for some damage as well. I mean, obviously Menders has power in it, where Magi didn't, and whatnot. So they're sort of increasing that, I suppose. But I don't know if that's really the best. Roy looks like
You little
what? Never heard that before. That's wow, very clever.
Sorry, you didn't even say it. You didn't even say
what's that kid's name?
Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
Sid?
Nope.
Sid.
Definitely not Sid. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
He doesn't have braces though.
I did for a while.
Yeah, it's a child.
All right.
Generally, it was pretty good. I think the patch actually was really good. I actually think, other than people are going to complain about Mesmer, they're always going to complain about something that's overpowered, and also there are ways to avoid it. But for the casual lower level player, and even to mid tier, it's a lot. If you get stunned, you're pretty much dead as well. To be fair, but it's just like. As long as the fix comes in quicker, like it's not every 3 months, they just need to keep shaving it until that patch happens. Another thing that did change, I don't know if anyone noticed this as well, it might have gone on the under the radar, but the McDonald's chips package has been changed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The what?
What?
The McDonald's chips, like a McDonald's fries pack you get in Guild Wars 2. The shield.
Wait, what? Oh, the obsidian, the obsidian, the obsidian skins, the obsidian weapons or whatever, yeah, they changed a few of those, yeah.
They're not hideous anymore, or
there's a theme to them which is more clear. Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean,
the dagger's cool. The pistol's actually not bad. The shield's been changed a bit. I think their influence, they said, because devs came into the channel and talking about it, was like chess and checkers and stuff like that because of PvP being one.
Yeah. They are kind of. Which makes the staff looks really cool. The staff actually does look kind of cool. Actually, it does look.
Some of them I don't mind.
I really want to say something, but I don't think Jebro will appreciate it. So.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Oh, well, I think.
I was gonna say. I mean, for blind players, they are pretty cool.
Well, it's all personal opinion. I think.
Well, I think some of them are pretty good. I mean, I think some of them are pretty cool. I don't know, man. I think that some of them are pretty okay.
Let's take a look.
They're really hype exclusive World vs. World and PvP weapon set.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in fairness, honestly, most
they're great. I love them.
Most weapons that let's be real, dude. Most weapons that don't come in a black line chest are really, really bad, right? You know what I mean? Most of them suck. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I only use the obsidian skins. In fact, if there's a weapon that doesn't have an obsidian skin, I don't use that weapon.
Wow. You like them that much, huh?
They're the best set in the game.
Yeah?
You have to rename Roy.
I'll have to say, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but they're trying, man. I don't think they're doing effort. I think some of them do look kind of cool. The staff is kind of it looks like a chess piece, and it's got some cool effects on it. I think it's pretty cool. Dagger's pretty cool. There's honestly, they're not all bad. So I don't think we can. I don't think we should bash them that hard.
They're kind of plain looking, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's clear.
No, they're sick.
Wow.
I wonder if Roy sarcastic. I'm not sure.
Roy, are you being sarcastic there? I
thought sarcasm for Americans was actually quite, an unknown thing, but
I don't even know what sarcasm. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, okay.
And I wouldn't be able to spell it if I knew what it was. I'm sorry.
That's fair enough.
Okay. Is this game still alive? No, this game is dead.
We're all here to celebrate.
We actually do a weekly podcast about how dead the game is.
Yes, that's
thank you for joining us. It's nice that you showed up today. This is actually week 638 of how dead this game has been, and it's deader than ever. I guess we can end the show there.
Yep, it's very dead, and
common boys.
That's it.
It's been dead.
Shut it all down. Yeah. No. The game is okay. Don't worry. TeaTime is Guild Wars 2's weekly funeral. Yeah, exactly. It's a weekly funeral. Okay.
Wow.
Every week we celebrate its passing. Okay.
We should have a list of like at the end of like players who have quit the game every week.
Oh,
that would be great.
In memoriam.
Oh.
And then a list of the players that come back again.
Can we have like can we have like Smite/Battle Right icons on the list? Players who have moved on to Battle Right.
He's gone to Battle Right. He's gone to Smite.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. Those Battle Right streams, man, they pull in the viewers. Let me tell you.
Ooh.
How many people are watching Battle Right?
It's Roy got like this the last few times.
Now I'm really curious.
Roy, bringing the fire, man. Bringing the fire.
There was a shade anywhere in the world. I think Roy's vlogging.
Well, damn, dude. Roy is bringing those roasts. But anyway, if we can bring it back to an actual topic, rein it in a little bit. I think that this balance patch is the beginning of a bright future MMO Inc.
Hold on. I just have to say, if you left Guild Wars 2 for Battle Right, you literally left Guild Wars 2 and went to a game with even less viewers than Guild Wars 2. So congratulations on that one. That's a good decision. Go ahead, whatever you were saying.
Am I going to be the nice one this week?
I mean, damn, yeah, okay. Jebro, help me out here, man. Like, what's going on here? I mean, I just came out to be nice and happy, but like these two, over here, they're just roasting the game, man. What's going on? They're so mean.
What?
I will say that PC Build Simulator had like 20,000 viewers, so I'm just putting that out there. People would rather other people watch a fake PC than watch people play Battle Right. So there's that.
Well, anyway, what I was saying is that actually this balance patch, okay, and the balance patch in general, and the approach they're taking with the balance patch.
Are you talking about today's balance patch?
Wait, no, not today's balance patch. The balance patch. Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The PvP World vs. World one.
Yes.
It's especially the fact that they actually did some World vs. World only splits. Okay.
Right, they've been skill splitting, which is really cool.
This is the dawn of a new age for Guild Wars 2. They're actually going to do balancing properly. They're not going to try and balance everything perfectly. With the same skills in every game mode, because that would be silly. I mean, who would even attempt that? That would be ridiculous. Okay. And this is
5 years.
Yeah, this is a great start for Guild Wars 2. Finally, after we're 2 expansions in, and we finally have the correct approach to balancing the game. And at the end of the day, that's
well, we really need to see
for a while.
We need to see how often the next balance patch is, right?
The balance patches have been good. The last couple of balance patches.
Yeah, the last 6 months or so, maybe a little longer than that. They've been actually doing pretty decent.
Which is only like free, I guess. If you go.
Well, yeah, but 3 balance patches in the last 6 months is a lot more than they did. I will say that the one big issue though, in terms of splitting PvE and PvP in World vs. World, is that it makes Guildhall even worse to GVGN, which obviously only correlates to a small part of the community, but that is unfortunate for GVGers, to be fair.
The Guildhall in general is unfortunate.
Yes, that's true. It would be nice if there was a fix for that. No, he's right. It is.
Or a development team.
I mean, look, it was
a team.
Or a development, right? Yes, it would be good. Yeah. Jebro's.
Feels bad.
I don't know what the other is.
Someone also mentioned about the hackers, and I think there have been some hackers banned recently from PvP. Jebro, you were talking about that, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know if one of this hacker specifically has been banned. I don't think so yet. But the guy who was botting in 80s dailies with his 4-up.
Oh yeah. I think I heard about this. Yeah,
he was being botty in 80. That I was like, literally, guys, 80s. Let's sell this. Let's get really hype. We're gonna get more excited. We're gonna cast more 80s. First 80. The guy who botted. It was literally. So I was like, I'm sorry, but you're getting banned. And I was like hassling Ben, and I was like telling him like clips, videos, screenshots. I was like, I'm doing this.
That's good though.
But in general, yeah, I think they are cracking down on people more, which is
good. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, but it's still on process. So.
Oh boy, ain't it Ben in chat?
If you can choose one rule set.
Yes, of course, yes.
But these guys have been more proactive, that kind of stuff.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it would. Yeah, I mean, what the guild hall gets used for is, sometimes is
besides
GVG.
Decorating it and making jumping puzzles, which by the way is fun as heck.
It's smashing each other. GVG. Yeah, so the World versus World would be the correct rule set.
And I understand we're supposed to be talking about PvP here. I'm sorry for pushing the train off the tracks, but yeah, I mean the biggest reason that making Guild Hall usable for GVG would be really great is because it's used for tournaments the most out of anything else, and so it makes creating tournaments a lot easier. But anyways, I'll be quiet. I'm sorry. GVG doesn't exist.
No, but I think that's actually a good thing, because are you going to use it for structured PvP?
No.
So that balancing is no good.
So
you're not going to use it for PvE. So I guess the only one left is World versus World.
So I think, I just think that's the logical. I'm being totally serious here. I think that's the logical thing to balance for the arena then.
Yeah.
Or for guild halls in general, right?
Yeah. And you know, to kind of go back to the balance, but now we have to just see the frequency and the magnitude of the changes, right? You know, if this sort of thing keeps going, I think we're on a very good path. And at the end of the day, maybe even some extra little ones as well. You know, some extra ones, because it might not be enough. It might not be enough just to have a balance patch every season, because every season is going to take a while. You know what I'm saying? That's going to take a little while.
The one they released in December, I think, was that, right? Like, they released a smaller thing that affected a few specific changes, which was really nice. And it was, like, off their normal cadence of, like, every 3 months or whatever it was.
I think that was post-X-Pack as well.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, because X-Pack was October, and I think they did something in December, and then they did another balance patch. I guess it was the last one, the big one.
Tell you if you want.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, it's good to see them doing stuff like that, you know.
The question I would ask you, though, then is, did you like a balance patch mid-season? Because a lot of people didn't seem to like it a whole lot.
No, that's stupid. Not.
Oh, that's the people who are running overpowered specs that don't want to get nerfed. That's what that is.
The people that played Warrior for the first time in 5 years were the people that didn't want it to be nerfed mid-season. But yeah, no, I think they should balance as soon as they're aware of what needs to be changed. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't wait mid-season. They shouldn't wait 2 months down the road. Like, if something is obviously needs to be changed, and you have a list of stuff. I mean, I'm not saying every day, put out an entire patch because you needed to change a damage modifier or something on one class. But when you have like a list of stuff compiled up, every month or whenever you have it, basically.
I think it's important, extremely important. I mean, I'm going to use Scrapper as the best example because it is the best example. Scrapper's been broken for months. And it's a core mechanic of the spec. Like, the gyro is one of the core mechanics, sorry.
I mean, yeah.
Which make it so important. So that is, and I know some of the guys are in chat, and I know they wish they could get things through faster, and obviously things are not as easy as I know and think, but I unfortunately don't think that's good enough, because it's Scrapper is literally used where it's not really used that much, is it? I mean, anywhere. I mean, you might run it as a healing build, I guess, in a fractal. I don't even know. But, if it's going to be used anywhere, it's going to be PvP. I don't know if it gets used in World v World.
No, not at all.
But it's, I mean, that for that to be that way, like, really means that class just doesn't get played. And people's attention to engineer goes down, and it's like, oh, there's no point in playing that because it's broken.
The biggest problem with Scrapper and World vs. World is it now has like the best reveal, right? But that's literally all it has. Like, what else are you're not gonna take it for one reveal, so it's like,
you're not gonna take it for gyros because it get destroyed. You're not gonna take it for you. I mean, you can take it for blocks, I guess.
I mean, the reveal is probably the most prevalent in World vs. World, right? Like, you're obviously not going to need reveal in PvE, and I mean in PvP it's okay, but it's not as, I think, important, because for GVG and like World vs. World, you're obviously stealthing up at like the beginning of most fights, so it'd be great there. But then as soon as you reveal everyone, it's like, well, now you can just AFK on the side because you're useless. So it's like, not really going to be used in World vs. World either.
I mean, like that's just one point, but like generally the patch was really good. Like it was, I think in terms of trying to, I mean, I've been a strong advocate for nerfing passive bullshit for about 3 years since I started casting at like, I think it's like PAX East as well. I've just been like, you know what, guys, it's just boring to watch someone survive something because they get to 25% health. Like I'm not interested in that. Like that defeats, because you get this momentum, and it was all because like I would shoutcast and I get really excited, but in the back of my mind I'm like, I know his Elixir S is going to proc soon and he's going to get away. Like, so I can't build up this play because I know he's going to get away. But like, you know, I can then sell that, of course, but it's just obvious. Like everyone at home's surely going to be like, well, he had this, so it's not that difficult. But like, you know, and it destroys momentum in a way. But I think the passives, you know, they're not bad to have there. But the extreme cooldowns, I think, you know, I actually think those traits need to be reworked for PvP specifically. I think they should get rid of them.
I kind of agree. I would definitely agree with that. I mean, having... I mean, in some cases, it is kind of the same as deleting them, right? It's kind of the same thing as just removing them, and now you just have a dead trait.
Pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of the time, a lot of them are so bad that there is no reason you would ever take them anymore, and that's just... Well, it's a shit design, really, isn't it? I mean, you know, if you have a 90-second cooldown, I mean, a 90-second passive cooldown, well, that's a fun trait. It's a fun trait, isn't it? Nice. You know, like, that's real great. So yeah, honestly, I mean, they should just rework them at this point, right? Like, you just have to just deal with it.
I think in those lines as well, it's important to have something. I mean, I don't mind so much maybe a boon appearing instead or something. I mean, that's at least a little bit better, but an actual like invulnerability, I think is just too far in terms of like passives. Just giving you an example of the line of like alchemy for engineers. So you've got it's comeback cure, which is at the top, which is like, you know, you grant regeneration whenever you remove a condition from an ally, which is new. As of last patch. And then you've got lesser elixir S, and then you've got backpack regenerator. So in the power meta, none of those really matter, other than the middle one, which is elixir S proc, and that's at 90 seconds. So that line in this meta is almost completely useless. It's awful, in fact. It's not bad as long as you have, maybe if you're versus a necro for the other two more Condi classes. But, you know, for example, that's a line which is actually pretty bad now. But yeah, I think a lot, you know, they changed a lot of scrappy, and they tried to make it a little bit more in line with like, you know, inventions, and they help with the whole protection thing, you know, where when you give a boon specifically, you remove conditions, and they can run like Herald Rune and on Scrapper. So actually, like the last couple of patches have brought a lot of different builds to a lot of different classes. If you ever watch ATs, and Roy knows this as well from playing PvP specifically, and you've been doing obviously AT daily. I think you've been doing AT dailies, haven't you, Matt?
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And you know, you can notice like even like Shatterburst Mesmers like play different builds. There's like different Mirage builds, different core builds, there's different core warrior builds, there's different Spellbreaker
Chrono
builds.
build, I think.
Yeah, Chrono as well. There's Berserker builds, there's Scrapper builds, there's 2 different Hollowsmith builds, there's at least 2 different Scrapper builds. There's God knows how many Thief builds. You've got Deadeye DP, and you've got SD. You've got also Ranger base. I've seen base trap Rangers again for some reason. Soul Beast and Druid DPS. And you've also got so many. I mean, obviously we're not talking about like top tier comp, but even top tier comp 18 monthlies, you still do get variation, not only in builds, but in comps, in compositions. So
Which
it's
is great.
like, yeah,
like there's a lot. You know, the biggest thing with that would definitely be like if you have a support or not. Basically, like, you know, some comps will have the Guardian Necro combo, and then some comps will not have the Guardian Necro combo, right? And which is it's nice. It's nice to see those differences, because I feel like before Path of Fire, there was really just like one comp, and you could maybe change one class out, and like other than that, all the builds are the exact same, and it's more interesting to watch and cast for sure.
I mean, it was a lot like, you know, it's either Druid or Spellbreaker. I think the last time we saw that comp, I think it was, as far as I remember.
Yeah, the beginning of Path of Fire as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely since the winter, I mean, things have been changed and shook up a lot, which is nice. Again, I think Mirage is like the one thing where that's sort of different. Like, there's different builds for it, but Mirage is pretty much just the strongest class. And I mean, Mirage side note is better than really anything else. And I mean, it can even team fight very well, and so it's
got distortion. It can team fight still.
And it has dodges and stun break, which is of course very useful. Not overpowered at all. And so I mean, other than Mirage, I think it's pretty good. For the most part,
hopefully
as far as like variation and stuff goes.
Yeah.
If they can get those changes in, that would be good. But it is. I mean, again, you could argue that there aren't the hardcore crafters in the game anymore that are working out the strongest. There are still crafters, obviously, but because there isn't the esports or whatever. There isn't that hard line meta.
People don't spend hours and hours trying to find the perfect build.
The meta certainly isn't that refined, which is one of the reasons why you see a lot of variation. But I think also we're in the situation where a lot of things can work as well, right? I think there are actually a lot of options of the way you can play. Certainly, I mean, you see.
That's partly to do with ranks as well.
See it everywhere.
That's partly to do with
in ranked queues, like you can almost play anything. I think really. I mean, obviously, when you get to maybe like all legendary games, it's a bit different. Assuming you don't have any win traders in your games. But when I think for like monthly AT, there's more of a defined meta, and you sort of have to play certain things. But like for just going into a ranked queue, you can play pretty much anything. I mean, like you see revs all over the place. I just won a daily AT on EU today with 2 revs on my team, and rev is pretty bad in PvP, but like you can still play it, and it's very good, if that makes sense.
I think Rev actually is all about skill cap as well. It feels like.
Yeah, that as well for sure. Yeah,
I think
like if you're a very good
actually,
Rev, I mean you can one shot.
Oh God, I flipping there's someone on their name that I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he wrecks me. So sorry.
Rivenant?
No, it's not Bro.
His name is MMO.
MMO
Jebro.
The next rank 1 Rev, dude.
Yeah.
Rev MOX.
No, Rev is so much fun. I used to play it all the time in Heart of Thorns. God Toker, maybe it's Toker. Who knows?
It did get a bit of a change. The heal removes more condies on
Chalice.
No one uses Chalice. It's
that's the only thing.
Shiro Glen.
Yeah. Well, no, it's more the fact that it was just Rev was kind of okay the last season, but then everything else got nerfed, so now that's kind of like buffing it if you think about it.
It's not. I mean, yes, but Rev is still extremely susceptible to condies. Like you get completely dunked by condies.
It's like Engineer used to be like 3 years ago.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. I love Rev, and I played Rev for a really long time. I mean, I'm definitely not the best Rev by any means, but it's definitely viable. I mean, certainly against bugs, you can destroy people on it, which is awesome.
Wasn't that Shield 5 skill nerfed as well, like the passive trait? Didn't you use Shield 5 at some point?
You never ran the trait. I mean, you're running swords.
The trait is trash. It's also a troll trait as well.
The trait is really.
So, have you guys are you guys also playing Ajax's BBC build?
My God. Ajax has been running like basically bunker warrior in PvP. Hammer, mace shield.
He says that we should be playing BBC.
Yeah, I think
bunker
that's what
bullshit
he's
chrono.
Oh, I thought he was talking about his warrior build.
I thought you were talking about something completely different.
Yeah, I know. When you said BBC, that's not what I was thinking of. But
it was not. No. It just got really dark in here again.
Wow, dark? Come on.
Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Jeff. Can we hold up just
black,
1 second,
my friend.
Wait, whoa.
Christ, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I am a young lad. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, so Ajax has been playing some weird stuff, but I mean, like, there's a lot of people that play those sort of like off-meta builds, right? I mean, if you go to look at Arkin's stream, I don't think I've ever seen Arkin playing a meta build. Right, and
he doesn't give a fuck.
But he makes stuff work. I mean, he was running Valkyrie Guardian before anyone, and now Valkyrie Guardian is like the best Guardian build besides
Valkyrie Radiant build.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like, I mean, Ajax, like I said, he was playing this weird ass warrior build, and he was like 2v1ing spellbreakers on node and stuff. It was really funny. Plays meta in 2018. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Now we just gotta make the meta like that instead of just ranked queues, and we have to make ranked queues better too. Easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you want to make rank better, and this kind of segues into, you know, the thing. Right? At the end of the day, if we want, making rank queues better is something that has to come from the community. Like, we have to, if you want to make rank queues better, you got to get more people playing, and you've got to get more people to actually try as well. Okay,
but they are trying to combat that, and actually, unranked queues are actually not horrible anymore. They're actually not. I've actually had better games than unranked in the last 3 weeks than I've had in ranked.
Well, that's because the season's over.
Yeah, but not only that, because they actually changed matchmaking for unranked. You guys know about this, don't you? They increased queue times. They increased queue times, and they actually brought the gap closer together. So if there's someone who's queued up for ranked who's really ridiculous, you know, MMR, whatever, ELO, whatever it is now, they can't be necessarily matched with people who are significantly lower in a certain time period. And as that time increases, there's more of a chance that person's brought into that matchup. So the actual the queues times are actually a lot bigger now. But, you know, the games are better. So that's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to take it back what it was maybe even 3 or 4 years ago, I guess, in a way. But the game's actually not.
I mean,
so bigger gaps and longer queues.
Yeah, but I prefer quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
It depends how long the queues are. I mean,
yeah,
I think obviously
for Roy and like not those guys, it's going to be like, you know, 4 hours probably.
No, I mean, I haven't had really long queues. I'm not like a high level player. First of all, I'm trash. But I think they should bring duo queue back. What do you think about that?
We've got duo queue until Plat 2.
Well, okay, but I mean, come on, like
That's it. No, it's needed. It's good.
No, they should probably keep solo queue, honestly.
Keep it. It's too powerful.
They should keep solo queue. They shouldn't let you.
You have coordination in legendary with one other person. You know, it changes everything. I think even Sind and those guys admitted that it was a good change, but I don't know. Maybe they changed their mind. I'm not sure. They might have. I think.
I don't know.
You're
it's so
right
hard.
About some kind of. I actually think that some kind of queue for like the choice to have. What do you mean separate queue completely? Or
well, there's not enough players for that. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's so difficult because for instance, like I play Firebrand, right? So I'm a support, or well, yes. I was. Now who knows what Firebrand's gonna? It's probably gonna stay support, right? So you can't solo queue on that. You can't.
Well, you can, but you'll have a great time.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna be awful. I hate it. I hate.
Every game. I started looking on Firebrand a bit, and it really made me sad. It made me very unhappy. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. It was shit.
I mean, and like, there's the argument. And when they were first announcing this, I saw a lot of like people saying, like Syndrender was saying this as well. Like, it's okay that you're gonna have solo queue and ranked because you have the daily ATs, right? And that's true because obviously that allows you to play these, 4 other people, so you have 5v5. But it's like the majority of what you're actually doing is ranked queues. If you're a PvP player, you're not. I mean, if you do every single daily AT, like you're doing 3 a day or whatever.
You're sleeping in between.
Yeah, you do 2 or 3 a day, but like, there's 3 hours in between each one or whatever, and each one lasts an hour. There's 2 hours you have to kill.
I think I know what's going to happen with that. I know what's going to happen.
I mean I don't know another one, but it's just like, I don't know. For me personally, I would prefer. Plus, on top of that, a huge reason I wanted to play, I got into PvP was because I could queue with other people. Like I could play with a friend. I could be like, hey, do you want to go queue up PvP? And we went and we played PvP and we lost and we got shit on together. It was great. But it's. And I miss that. So I definitely lost interest in PvPing after.
Yeah, well, I mean that's certainly true. It is more fun to play with a friend, but it does make the games. If you have duo queue, it makes it. You can have some frustrating matches there, right?
I say bring it back.
I think as long as they don't. I think the biggest issue with it was that like you would end up like with 4 other pugs against 2 duo queues. And that shouldn't be happening. If that happens, then obviously it's going to be bad. Because of course the 2 duo queues should beat the 5 pugs, or the 1 good player and 4 pugs. But if they don't allow that to happen, then I think it would be better. if they can, make it some way that you only if you have duo queue on your team, the other team has a duo queue, and it's.
I mean, if you think about it, the majority of people that are at like how many people is that affecting? Again, you could say because Plat 2 and above is not many people.
Okay, but
in all honesty,
how many people that stream PvP are under Plat 2?
I mean, I guess I am, but we can't really talk about me too much because I'm not the best PvP in the world. But
I mean, it's almost none. And again, I mean, obviously they need to cater to the majority of players, but all the people who like the people who are going to be winning the UGOs, the people who are going to be winning the monthly ATs, the daily ATs. It's like these people are all above Plat 2. And
but I don't think that most of those people that disagree with it though. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know many people that do. I mean, Naru's talking about it as well, but that's, I mean,
I mean, maybe I'm a minority in that case. I don't know, but all I can say is personally, I think duo queue is a lot more fun than solo queue.
Yeah, I think that's true. But there, you kind of have to think about it. Like, how many people get fucked over by duo queue? Let's think about it. Like, maybe it isn't that bad. Maybe it isn't that bad because you kind of think about it. You think, well, if you end up in a duo queue, you end up against a duo of Sind and Misha, you're probably going to have a really bad time. But, that probably doesn't happen very often, right? They're not always playing.
At that tier, it does. When they're playing, it will happen.
When they're playing, but there's your win rate there is 50-50. Like, worst case scenario. You have them on your team, then you have them against you. You know what I'm saying?
And Sind and Misha aren't allowed to queue together. There you go. Perfect.
But watch those games when Sind and Misha can't queue together. Like, he's losing more of them. Right, so it's more interesting because you watch that struggle. So as a viewer, like you're seeing that struggle.
He still wins most of his games, though.
Yeah, of course, because it's him. But like, it's not as.
Look at the misery. Look at the pain and suffering.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like Sind and Misha never lost. You know what I mean? Like they lost to Pugs sometimes.
But like true, but like you need like I think maybe the. And I don't know whether or not this is something. Maybe they just need to have a different queue system or something. I don't know. But I think this was. I still think it's a legitimate thing. I still think it's fairly decent. What I think as well is that. I think you're right to a degree because you've got a different experience to me because you're playing in it. So I don't know that experience personally. Well, I did for a bit because I got to Plat 3, but. I was playing mainly solo anyway, so I just play solo. So I didn't have to. If I did get to that point. I didn't have to worry about it. Like I was used to it, I guess. But I did play a bit of duo sometimes. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of changes that are coming. I don't know how fast they're coming to PvP generally, but I think Half said something about, and that's not 100%. I think they're hinting towards what is it, 2v2s. In the 2v2 arenas and other tournaments coming to 8s.
Like monthly 2v2s or whatever. Or daily ATs for 2v2.
So there's going to be those chances there for people to duo up with their friends in other ways. So there is good.
That's what Bick wanted. He wanted the 2v2 tournament.
The 2v2.
Oh, that's been the process for so long.
That's been going for a while. I think
a lot of people want a 2v2 AT. Or even 3v3. I mean, it'd be something new. It'd be cool.
It brings a different dynamic, but look at that.
Look at that. Ain't it Ben?
It's confirmed. There we go. It's confirmed, boys.
Guys, everyone to the Reddit. Ain't it Ben confirmed?
Just
daily ATs,
question of when.
Tomorrow.
Screenshot it. Paste it in the Reddit. Let's go.
April Fools.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of obvious it was going that way, right? But
yeah.
I
said a long time ago. They said a long
time ago. It's just a question of when, like you said.
But you can see the setup for it as well. I think that's another reason why maybe Mad Guys even was taken out because can you imagine Firebrand fucking Necro games?
that would be what everyone was running, or Mirage and something else.
So
I don't know. I think with Firebrand and Scourge as it is now, I don't think it's like the unstoppable duel winner anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because that's why another reason why they maybe thought about the Mad Guy change as well.
Yeah, it's because they have to consider that, right? They have to consider that.
So I mean, do you think that's like a good thing? Because now, right? So Magi obviously had the most healing power out of any amulet, and I feel like when you had Magi Firebrand, I mean, you were basically just support, right? You really weren't fulfilling any other role. I mean, obviously Bunker, I guess, as well. So like now that they took that away. Obviously, Mender Firebrand is still very, very supporty, and I mean that's pretty much what you're doing. But it's sort of like not a true support, I guess, in a sense. Like, do you think that's better? Like,
to you see other. Well, now that Necro is Sages solidly, right? So you're going to see more generally people more picking up selfish traits rather than team traits, I think, because like you're going to see like people picking up more Condi clear maybe for themselves or a little bit more healing. You might see that kind of increase like a little bit here and there and just a bit of change of stats. I don't know, but like Sage's Necro is still ridiculous, right? I mean, it's still really, it's still sustaining. It's got a great res. If you have 2 of them in ATs, you've got almost 2 confirmed reses. You've got distortions from Mesmers, and you've got, even ranges or whatever as well. I've seen some horrid res comps, some horrible res comps. I've seen double ranger, double flipping necro, and I think I saw an Illusion of Life Mesmer as well in this comp. It was a daily AT like a week or so ago. It was weird. But
I'm not sure about that one.
Really weird comp. But no, they could not.
Dude, ArenaNet loves that. ArenaNet's reducing all the cooldowns on all the res stuff, man. Like, they're buffing Well of Blood, the Signet, the Mercy Signet, the War Banner. They want those reses, dude.
Yeah.
But remember when they're bringing more? I think they're definitely trying to bring more like versatility. They are trying to bring it. Yeah. Whether or not it's logical to use that is, another question. But they've cut some of those cooldowns in half. Like not just by a little bit, but half.
Yeah.
And it's like half in it. So it's good. I think it's good. But sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, should they also make it so you can't class stack in ATs?
I think elite stacking.
So like what we do for the UGOs.
Yeah, I don't think that you should. That's why we changed it, right? Because there's so many elite specs now that Scrapper is completely different to Holosmith.
Yeah. Do you think it's optimal? Do you think it's optimal to class stack? Or spec stack?
Yeah, I mean, for Mirage, run 2 Mirages. I mean, I think.
No. Elite, do you mean class stack or elite spec?
Elite spec stack. Is it optimal to elite spec stack?
Well, not necessarily, but the reason you'd say that instead of banning class stacking is just to allow players who want to play like Chrono and Mirage. Like if you don't allow class stacking at all, then you could only have 1 Mesmer on your team. But if you allow elite spec stacking, you can run Mirage and Chrono, or you could run Mirage, Chrono, and Core Mesmer. Like if you still have 3 Mesmers.
If it isn't optimal, then class and elite stacking doesn't seem like a problem to me.
But except that 2 Mirages is definitely better than a Mirage and a Chrono. I mean, and
that's
like
a big
two like you see comps with 2 Firebrands, you see comps with 2 Scourges. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Those are really annoying. Or 2 Thieves.
But in the past,
as long as it's not strictly the best way to play, I think it's fine. As long as
in the past it has been.
In the past it has been.
That's why they stopped it.
But I don't think it is right now.
Well,
that's because Celieli
not
was
right now. But I mean,
because that was mainly because of Celestial Elementalist.
I'm just saying. In other previous metas, it definitely was optimal to do so. That's why they stopped it.
Yeah. But also, you just want to have variety because it's just boring watching one. It's not like whenever these things were designed, it wasn't just because of like gameplay or like fairness. It was more as well because of viewability. So all these things are always taken into account, or as far as they used to be, and I'm pretty sure they still are. Like it's like you got to think about not as much now because obviously we're not with ESL doing that kind of stuff. But if you see four dagger elementalists and a thief, as I remember casting back in the day, it's not that fun.
No.
And actually,
recently, Voice did a 5 Druid comp. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh God, that's disgusting.
And I think they either won an AT or they came second place, which with 5 Druids.
Oh, that's nasty, fantastic. Man. That's disgusting. I don't like it when there's 1 Druid in the game, let alone 5.
Yeah. Are they running like Zerka or Paladins or something?
I think they were
a mixture of amulets.
Yeah, they were running. I think they were running a few different builds, but I mean,
it's the point where it's just like, guys, this is the Druid tournament, This major change. He's running Zerker emulate everyone. He's running and everyone just goes mental.
I think that's fine though. At the end of the day, boys. At the end of the day, okay, I know people like that phrase. It doesn't matter as long as it's not actually dominating. If you're at a point where everyone was playing 5 Druids or everyone was playing 3 Mirages, then yeah, that's a problem, right? But,
yeah, you're right.
But as long as that's not the case, I don't see that as an issue. I mean, look at EU monthly AT, right? Like the 2 comps are actually pretty different, right? Relatively different, I think. For the EU monthly AT. Don't know how it was on NA. What was the comp like on NA?
NA monthly AT was probably one of the best ATs monthly.
Yeah, it was
NA monthly ATs
I think,
are a lot more
as I understand it, I think NA is I think Mirage is a bit more popular on NA, like the double Mirage, that sort of thing is quite popular.
Well, I think there's more Mesmers on NA at the moment. Like for EU, it's pretty much just Misha, right? And then for NA, you have Zor, you have Zeromus, you have Steel.
Yeah, people don't even play Mesmer that much. Didn't Helio play Mesmer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Helio, right, exactly. Helio is playing it as well. So,
there's loads of people Mesmer. There is.
Well, yeah, like loads. Naru's team runs double Mesmer for them usually. Or they were, at least in the last AT. Yeah, they run Necro, Thief, Guardian, and 2 Mesmers. Or at least that's what they were running. And then I think the team they fought had 1 Mesmer, a Thief, Firebrand. Right, I think the only difference was they had a warrior instead of a Mesmer or something, the other team. But yeah, I mean, it is different. You're right. There really are not that many teams like double stacking stuff. It's mostly just 1 team or 2, stacking one thing. And
I think double stacking is okay as well. I think that's kind of fine. If it got to triple, then yeah, you should probably do something about that. But double, yeah, I think you can actually tolerate that, at least for a while, to see if it's actually broken. If it's actually broken and it's actually strictly better to do that, but yeah, I think
18 dailies it doesn't matter. In all honesty,
no,
I think 18 dailies just doesn't matter. I think 18 dailies are more of a mixture of fun, competitiveness, but also just trying to get into the monthly, but trying to practice as a 5-man group for lower level tier teams. Like it's an important place for them to try and improve because that's really their only opportunity other than unranked, and unranked doesn't really count in that, to be fair, because you're going against, various skill levels, I suppose.
So you mentioned lower tier teams practicing, right? And obviously that should be the goal for daily ATs, to practice your comp or your team for the monthly, right? So how do you encourage that more? Because I mean, I feel like pretty much since daily ATs have been out, you see mostly the same teams at the top, or at least sort of variations of those teams. So I think the goal should definitely be to get more competition at the top, which means you need to get more teams into it and practicing and like getting competitive and stuff. So how do you get to that point?
I would actually argue that there are teams there which are at the top, which started lower off and just haven't been around for a long time. Like I mean, if you think about like players like the engineer, if chat doesn't know, other players like, God, I'm trying to think of names. Guy, yeah, and other guys like that who've never really been at the top, but now I know that obviously that top tier kind of got removed. People left the game. That's allowed people to move up, obviously, and that's not taking anything away from their skill because I think they've genuinely got better. But they're seeing that. But I think what you're talking about is the tier almost below that and almost the lowest tier. I don't know how, other than getting into arenas and scrimming and playing in tournaments that exist now, there isn't really a lot of opportunity or even need or desire to improve, because they know that the monthly is going to be dominated by 5 or that 5 or EU and NA. So it's
55 has basically won every EU monthly. I think they only lost once, maybe twice. I think they lost to the French team once, and they lost to Hybrids team once. And then on an A, it's been, again, there's sort of like a group of the same 10 players who pretty much win it every month. So it's
all right.
Oh, what's up, Raymond?
My boy, all these ArenaNet.
ArenaNet, man, and Raymond and chat, boys. Let's
go. Whoa. I think that is a big problem because it's a little daunting, right? I think it's fair, a little daunting to try and try and take, for David to try and take down Goliath to a certain extent. But, people have to go for it. It's possible, man. And maybe a way to do this might be something like, I've mentioned this before, maybe have some tournaments, some special tournaments, right? Restricted by rating. So yeah, dude, and
yeah. The only bronze tier rating.
No, seriously.
I think you have to limit. No. But come on, let's be logical about this. With the state that we're in right now and the amount that people are taking advantage of the system, it won't work. And the only way it could work as well is if there was no gold involved and it was just titles and stuff for the account that was locked. I think that's how it would work. But I think now at the moment, I'm sorry, and this is what we were talking about PvP community. I think at the moment people are taking the piss. So it's like
not anymore. They won't anymore. We should talk about this. Dude, we said this before. They are gonna do it again. Because look at ArenaNet, dude. They are bringing down the hammer on innocent vial of liquid aurelium vendors, dude. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to sell some, vials of liquid aurelium, man, and just slam. Okay, you're not getting out of this. Just an innocent Frenchman trying to sell his bundle of onions.
Sunk Zan ship.
Dude. Okay, Zan in prison. Okay,
ouch.
Dude, they don't care who you are. They're bringing the hammer down. They banned a bunch of win traders. Trying to sell their wares. Sell a clove of garlic for a win. You know what I'm saying? Like, ArenaNet's bringing the pain, dude. ArenaNet has finally gone and done it. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. Like, if they do the win trading shit, if they do the cheating shit, ArenaNet's gonna give them some spanks, okay? They're actually doing it.
I'm kind of with Frost on this one. I think it's gonna take a couple of more instances before people stop attempting.
To be fair, the Absurd did it in July or August, right?
They did it when it was cool, man. Come on.
No, but
they did it on the very first one, man.
They did it a very long time ago, right? And they were all permanently dishonored. And obviously, there's been win trading, but in like rank queues. But as far as the monthly AT goes, I think that it's really only happened twice, right? So like the Absurd and now Zan doing it. So there was obviously like 8 months in between. I mean, is that because they got? I mean, obviously it was because they got banned, right? So like maybe Teapot isn't completely wrong, but I definitely think the chance that it's going to happen again is there.
But win trading's been happening since season 1.
Well, win trading is something completely different. Like I think win trading is different. Like, cause I don't really compare what Zan did and like what Vans does or whatever. They're not. I don't think they're the same.
Sure, no, they're not. They're totally different.
There's different instances.
Offenses.
You could.
I don't think
talk about.
I don't think we're gonna see a lot of win trading in the next ranked season. I don't think we're gonna see.
I hope not.
Because I think that if ArenaNet catch them, they will ban them. I mean, why wouldn't they?
They should, yeah.
And I think they will. So I think people won't do it because they can. These people can claim that they don't value their mains, and they don't value that account name, and they don't value the skins on it and stuff.
I think it's bullshit.
But that is a lie. Okay.
I think that's a lie.
If you lose your main account in an MMO that you enjoy and you play a lot and people know you by that name, that hurts a lot. I'm sorry.
And that title and that thing above your head.
Yeah, like, the funny little thing.
Cool,
okay.
Right? They want to be cool. They want to be like, yeah, I don't care. But you're playing the fucking MMO. Like part of you does care.
Yeah, it hurts, and don't deny it. We all know that it sucks.
I'm sure that it hurts, but it didn't really stop a number of them just from making new accounts and keep playing, right?
Well, yeah, they're going to keep playing, but I guess Teapot is saying they're not going to do it again. Because, I mean, none of the Absurd have done it again, and almost all of them have new accounts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, well, Wakey and Nas don't play at all anymore, but Zeromus is still playing, and Toker and Naru. So, I mean, they're all still playing, obviously, and they haven't done it. And then obviously Zan is still playing. He is an alt now, and he's been streaming as well. So,
Where are we getting this like $400? Is it because of the first one?
No, it's because of the first one. It's because of the first
one. The first one.
Oh yeah. So
that $400 is from nowhere.
Zan did not get well, whatever. Never mind. I guess we probably do.
No,
We're
not going there. We're not going there. Okay. But anyway, back to the point at hand. Do you seriously think? Okay.
I did, Albert.
Do you guys seriously think that people would tank their own MMR to bully bronze leaguers in a bronze-only tournament?
It probably depends on the reward.
They would get new accounts and they would do it that way.
Why?
I don't
Why?
think so. Like
why would who would do that? Do you know?
I love your
optimism. No. I'm debating you, Jebro. Like honestly, this kind of attitude is like how you like you slay the community. I think that's so incorrect, man. Like seriously, even listen, if the French mafia did this shit, there would be a fucking joke. Like why would they do that?
Are.
No, I mean, they're already a giant meme.
Why would they do it?
But if they went to like troll bronzies, like people would make fun of them. It would be a fucking joke.
But Matt, we never thought that people would, do this for that. We never thought people would do that for this. You know what I mean? It's just like people like being a villain, man.
It depends how it's set up. Like if there's basically no rewards for doing it, right? Or like you have to do it in place of like the regular AT or something. I don't think it would happen as often. And I don't think any of the NA players, or I think the majority of the NA players wouldn't do it. Because I feel like Jebro was right about what he said before. It's more competitive on NA at the moment. I don't really think that like 55 would do it. Because I don't think they would care about destroying some randoms in some tournament that they're not going to get a lot for. But like, yeah, honestly, the French Mafia might. I think the Hotbox guys might because they're just pieces of shit. So... Like, those people
I think certain people would do it just for the laughs. Yeah. At least one time. I'm not saying
everyone. I don't
would do it over and over. But
you were insinuating as well earlier that about the PvP community, and we're in a bit of a state, and that's it goes hand in hand with that because it is in a bit of a state. We've got so many different, and it's just so many different opinions and way of doing things at the moment, and it's like. I mean, we've had drama the last couple of weeks, and it's just been. I'm hoping that all of this is going to kind of coming to an end. Okay, so I can tell you now, we made a decision today that we're not actually going to ban anyone from the UGO at all. No one is being banned. This is not.
Sind are allowed to play.
They are, and so is Vance as well. Vance. I don't know which
Vance. No, it's Vance.
You have to say with a Spanish accent.
You have to say Vance. Right? Vance.
I just got my green card, okay, so I might have to say Vance. I just got my green card, everyone. Fucking hype that shit up. I'm fucking American for 2 years, ish, and then I can be a citizen. So that's it.
You'll make better progress than I have.
In Canada, really?
In Canada, yeah. I mean, I have no reason to become a citizen. There's no point.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
in general, like I'm hoping generally that this changes. This decision as well, by the UGO is not my decision. It's not specifically my decision. It's a group of people, and people were complaining about this because they thought all the PvE people and the World v World people would just want to ban the shit out of them. This decision was almost, I would say, it was like 75-25 like decision. Like this is a majority thing. And I asked people individually. It wasn't a straw poll vote. I tried that. So I actually went to people individually. We'd all talked about it in-depthly for ages, ever since this occurred.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, like nearly every day. And people changed their minds. And, it was a good thing. So
it's a good thing Inks isn't in control, because...
But yeah, and people aren't happy with that.
It should be like, you're banned, and you're banned, and you're banned.
You're all banned.
Inks would cleanse it. He'd bring the cleansing. He would cleanse people. Okay, he would cleanse everyone. Inks would bring the cleansing. Well, let's go back to this. I don't know, man. I have a tiny bit of faith. Yes, the community is a giant meme, especially in PvP. Like the PvP community is the biggest meme out of all the communities. I honestly can't believe I'm saying that because obviously the obvious choice is World.
I mean, Malky was the thing, so I don't know. You sure about that?
No, dude. At least the PvE scene isn't like trading the fucking mount skins to each other for open world boss kills. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be worse. Okay, right? So it could be way worse. You don't have to pay a mount skin for a spot in the squad to get into the map, right? Like at least you don't have that. So I don't know. I have faith in most of the community. Yes, there's some fucking plebs, there's some giant memes. Okay, but I think it's on the, you know, you can report them, like say, you fucking cheater, don't play against the bronze unless you're in bronze, bitch. Okay, honestly, I wouldn't do it like that. I would probably have a. I'd probably divide it into 2 sections, like gold and below, and then platinum up, right, like that. So you have the bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum legendary tournaments, and then you'd have better rewards for the platinum legendary ones as well, right? So you know, there you go. I mean, and also maybe host them at the same time as well.
Right. Yes, that's it.
So you can't farm both the rewards, right? And you know, honestly, I think it would be really cool to have almost like a separate monthly, as well. Actually, I think it would be really good to have a separate monthly almost. To have, you're not, you know, you can have like the giant boat, you know, for winning the big monthly, and you can have a little boat, for winning.
You can have the big pirate ship and like a little sailboat.
Yeah.
A rowboat.
Yeah, rowboat. You know what I'm saying? But then stuff like that would be awesome, man. That would be really cool.
What do you think about having to qualify for the monthly AT?
Well, you already do. Oh, do you mean like an actual qualifier?
I mean, like an actual qual. Like, you know, like you're saying you have like the bronze level tournaments or whatever, and like you have to actually win a certain amount of them, or you have to like, you know, win the plat one if you want to get.
Or you could just have a completely different monthly where you don't have to qualify with less rewards.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't want to say like we have 20 different tournaments going on at once, but. You know, I mean, you can start splitting it up. Also, before I forget, someone said before, like, who wants to actually watch bronze players play? And if they're playing against themselves, you know, like other bronze players, like I think you can have some really interesting matches. Like obviously, watching rank 55, 500-0 some random team is not going to be enjoyable, but watching two equally, you know, bronze level teams you can have some really interesting games.
But it's not even about that. It's not even necessarily wanting to watch these teams. It's not even about that. But you can. But it's not about that.
No. Right now we're talking about fostering a competitive community. Okay, and at the end of the day, it feels pretty bad, man. Okay, if you're just getting into the game, just competing. You're grinding away at that ladder. You're in the gold. You're going for that plat promo, boys. Okay, and you go for the monthly, and then you get splattered, and you realize there's basically no hope for you unless you get like 4 slaves and you grind out for about a year, and then maybe you have like a shot to win. You know, well, it wouldn't actually take that long, but you know what I mean. Okay, there is a big gap. Okay, and then people will go, well, fuck that, right? Because not everyone has the ability to have that competitive drive to want to win no matter what. Some people just they don't want to be the best, they want to be good, but they don't want to be the best. So you have to have middle tier stuff, okay? Because the big problem with the competitive scene in Guild Wars 2 is there isn't one. And it's because the community is very casual and they don't really care about winning. There's probably maybe 20 people on EU who care about winning. Well, no, maybe 100, okay? 100 maybe a little bit generous, and probably the same on NA, okay? And that isn't a competitive scene. That ain't gonna cut it. Because most people just want, they want to have a little fun, they want to have a bit of fun. They want to enjoy themselves. They don't want to go crazy and try hard and go for the winning, they just want to have a good time. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you want to have the competitive scene, you have to bait people into actually debate people. You have to debate people into actually wanting to be competitive. You got to get that competitive spirit going, that has been somewhat lost. Obviously it used to be better. Yo, see you later, ArenaNet Ben. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, did it.
Okay. In any case, the question is, why do you guys think that the competitive memes went downhill? Is it because of because
Pro League stopped?
The lack of Pro League. Really? That's kind of sad to me. Is it really?
And I also think bouncing, I think the bounce was really off for a while, and it just wasn't there weren't really enjoyable games. I mean, the whole reason that Season 1 went so badly is because of Bunker Mesmer. That's somewhat a meme, but I think it's also true. But so the bounce being off.
There is some trueness to memes, though, isn't there? That's the thing. It's it was horrible. I remember it still haunts me to this day, having to cast Bunker Mesmer.
I mean, there were games that were they got to like 100 points or something, right? And like that's it. Like
timer. Yeah.
You know what's really sad? What's really sad to me is that as someone who I'm clearly not a PvP player, I've never been. I'm really not interested in anything they're doing with PvP anymore, and I haven't been for a long time. But I was just getting into the PvP scene when ArenaNet decided to pull the plug on the pro scene.
The Ascended. Was it what on the what? Sorry, it was the Ascended stuff that ruined it for you, or when they changed
No. Even before then, when ArenaNet pulled the plug on Worlds and stuff, when they decided to just stop doing that stuff, it really killed whatever.
Oh, you mean the
enthusiasm I had left for that community for watching it start to grow. I felt like it was, and I know that they had to put a lot of resources in to even get to that point, and it wasn't really giving them returns, but.
That's not even true, though. That whole thing is not even true.
I felt like it was just starting to sort of turn a corner, and then they just...
You just gave an example of why that statement isn't true. Like, you just literally gave us a good example. Because you got into PvP. Because it depends what you think about in terms of return. Like, I remember, it is a fact, not just obviously... the PvP, and even by that statement you just said, that not only the community grew, but the viewing community grew, and actually players as well, like people playing, because like you said, they want to be part of something that is, on Twitch. So they come in, they play, there's the Call of the Mist buff. People would start opening their bags. I know people that would literally play PvP on weekends just to, in between, they would open their bags because they got Magic Find, as an example. And all these little things mounted up, you could click and screen in the game and you could go and watch, Pro League, or I think it's World Champs. I'm not sure exactly when they brought that in. There was some quite nifty stuff. Okay, there could have been more stuff done, but I think it was, longer development time. And, it was a big boon for PvP. It was the biggest boon for PvP. It was like, it's like... that the esport goes along with what Inks is saying. Literally, he's just given us a prime example of what the benefit was of having an esport in Guild Wars esport. I fucking hate that word. With Guild Wars 2. But it isn't there anymore, as you say, and things change, and people leave because mainly because there were people that felt that they could maybe earn a living off of it, which was entirely possible for various people because of the country they came from and the amount of money they would have potentially been able to earn. I don't really want to say players' names, but, I think Tage was one of those guys where, it kind of boosted his income a lot. And some other people's as well. And it was like, especially if they're in college or uni or something, earning, 3 or 4 grand a month. I know,
it's more than I make now.
Yeah. At least it was a boost for them at the very least, I would say, right? So
yeah, I'm talking about 3 or 4 grand over the entire year based on tournaments they win, by the way, not winning that actual amount per month. But
okay, I was going to say
that's pretty good.
I was about to say, wait a minute, why? What was I doing back then?
I actually enjoyed probably one of the best parts of our scene was a very more casual ESL Go Force, because it was a small amount of money. You knew you would be getting every single month. That was really, really good. So you had the weeklies, and then you had the monthlies. So it was all on Sundays, and you had the weeklies during the week, Wednesday when we went to Cologne, and I think there was Blue and some other guys who ended up going to Burbank, but. That was really good, actually. Those were really good, WTS, and then we went into Pro League. Pro League, like Roy said before, was kind of marred by the awfulness that was Mensa.
Don't get me wrong. I think that those scenes still needed further development, but I felt like they were just starting to get to the point where, at least for me, who was at the time super casual PvP player and viewer in general, it was just starting to get to the point where I actually cared enough to watch and learn who the players actually were.
That's it. Exactly.
Which I think is actually important for a scene like that.
Well, story is important, right? I mean, you know, it's part of anything. You know, even mainstream sports. You know, they always try and build up a story, grudge matches, these little tiny things, like even bans in game. You know, I mean, that's going to come up in Yu-Gi-Oh. People are going to talk about it. It's still talking points. There's still stuff which you know, the bad guys of the scene or whatever. Can they redeem themselves and all this shit? You know, you build up that kind of story, whether or not it's true or not. I guess in a way. But in a way, I think now the most important thing that's coming out of the PvP scene are people trying to learn to cast more and create their own events because, you know, it's important to have a variety of events out there. I don't want to just have the Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't want to just have daily and monthly ATs. The more events, the better. It doesn't matter if they've got 5 or 10 people watching. It doesn't matter if there's only 4 or 5 teams, because all of these things matter. I mean, the reason I got involved in this in the first place is because I had a failed 8-team tournament that only ended up as 2 teams versus each other, and I ended up casting through ASL, for fuck's sake. That's where it all started. You know, it all starts from effort. And if people can put that effort in, you know, I mean, even Wooden Potatoes is trying to, he said it might not last forever, but he still wants to give it a bash. You know, there's Easy Rocker, there's Georgius, you know, and we're trying to give him advice here and there. You know, Roy started up back, you know, when Yu-Gi-Oh! Started, and they're all doing great. You know, they're all doing a really good job. And they're all asking for advice, and that's cool. And we're helping them out and talking about on streams and stuff. And it all sells the scene. But I think it also gets a new player base. Like Wooden Potatoes playing PvP and talking about PvP on his stream is 300 people almost that don't PvP ever. Like, that's legitimately true. Like, they don't. Because the
majority of these viewers are PvPers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fantastic. Like, it's a completely new crowd of people, and I guarantee you, like, that's because he's been doing that. You've got new players in PvP.
Nothing against Wooden Potatoes, of course, but like when I first heard that he was like starting to cast it, I was like, wait, I didn't even know he did PvP. You know, so like the fact that now someone who I think probably wasn't widely associated with PvP is doing it. You know, maybe it'll encourage other people to do it as well. And
hey, man, I've been doing the same.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Like, you know, Teapot's Mystic Builds and stuff. Now we're bringing that back. And I mean, Mystic Build, by the way, you said you don't like esports and Guild Wars 2, but Mystic Builds is literally esports. Just want to get that out there. But
certainly more interesting.
Saturday, 7 p.m. UK. But
definitely
it's some good stuff. But Wooden Potatoes actually disappeared. Yeah, he is. But no, it's really great. It's good to see that stuff happening, and you know, hopefully we see some more tournaments and stuff. But do you think that ArenaNet should try and bring back some sort of like Tournament of Legend or Pro League or something?
I think they're building that into ATs.
Tournament of Legends is going to happen. It's going to be a custom AT. They've already implied this, right? They've already implied it. And with regards to stuff like Pro League, you know, it's kind of interesting. I don't really see why not, right? But I also don't really see why. I mean, like, why would they do that?
I'll tell you what they would do if they were going to do it. I know what they would do. It's what Psyonix, it's what Smite, it's what all of these companies are starting to do now. They're bringing it internally. They're not taking it to ESL anymore. ESL is actually a lot more quiet than it used to be, I think, than it's ever been. They might be making more money because they're in partnership with Facebook on like CSGO, where they've got like 2K viewers instead of like 70K. But you know about that, right? It's fucking dumb. I don't know why that even happened. But you know, in general, I think, you know, a lot of companies realize that they don't need these big organizations to take care of their, you know, their esport or their competitive scene. So I think if ArenaNet were going to do it again, they'd do something similar to what they did back in August of 2012 when they had the PAX tournament, right? The invitation or whatever it was, with like Car Crash and those guys. I think they could do that again. I genuinely think they could have something smaller, something where, you know, there's tournaments managed by like Yu-Gi-Oh! And other organizations, you know, in different regions, and then they have like 4 teams or even 2 teams come together in a big tournament, just at an event, or even just in Bellevue, you know, in Seattle at a hotel. They invite local people to come watch. They stream it, and it could be really simple. Get some of us out there to cast it. I think generally,
I'm in.
I think they just need to spread it. Well, I'm in. Fucking definitely. Let's go do it now. We'll just go and do it on the corner somewhere. Like, do you know what I mean? It's definitely doable.
Yeah, it's doable, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be some crazy production value, right? It can just be very simple. It could be very simple. That could be a direction they go in, right? If they wanted to, right? That would be maybe the way to do it. But maybe they do. Here's the thing. Maybe they do want to outsource it to the community, though, right? Maybe they want to do that sort of thing. They want to put it in the community. Because do you guys really think that? And this is not. I'm not trying to meme this. Okay, but is the most important thing for a tournament the ArenaNet stamp of approval? Is that a big factor?
No, it's never been that.
Well,
no,
I don't think so, but like I would like to see ArenaNet do a tournament because they haven't.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, other than the ATs, I'm
okay,
not obviously.
Yeah, fine. But what I'm saying is, it is the biggest. Is it a really big deal that it's ArenaNet running it?
No.
Okay, so suppose there was a tournament that was similar.
I was talking
to
more
this.
like them sponsoring it as opposed to running.
Yeah, fine. Okay, but suppose there was a tournament. Suppose there was a series of tournaments, for example, that were actually like pro leagues run by the community. Would that have the same effect? Do you think that would do you think that would actually bring the hype, bring the esports, boys?
You need the people to run it. But I mean, I feel like if you have let's look at the UGO, right? Like obviously, I think the UGO is and was successful in some regards at least. But I feel like if you kind of want to, I mean, maybe you don't want to do this, but if you want to sort of bring older players, like pro players, back to the game and get them to participate again. A lot of them wouldn't unless it was, ArenaNet sponsoring it or something. I feel like a lot of them would just look at, obviously, I mean, I think the UGO is great, but they might say, oh, it's just some random people running some community thing that doesn't matter and I'm not going to get anything out of it.
Do you even want those old players back? That's the thing.
Right, no, that's what I was saying. Maybe you don't. But the thing is, I mean, you used to have a bunch of pro teams with a bunch of, really good players, and now you don't have a lot. And I think it would be good to see a lot of pro teams or a lot of really good teams. And obviously, you want fresh blood in the scene and you want more people to improve and get to that level. But how do you encourage them to do that? How do you motivate them to do that?
I think it takes a lot from, and things like, and it doesn't even necessarily mean, ArenaNet have to. And I think this is what you're getting to is partly wooden potatoes argument as well towards like, do you need this, that, the other for it to be like it was before? And it depends on what you mean in terms of what it was like before, because there's a lot of different things, because there's money, there's sorry, I'm saying what Matt was kind of getting towards, not you, sorry. But like there's money, there's transportation, there's events, there's presence at cons, there's presence on Guild Wars 2 website, there's presence on MMORPG, there's presence on, Polygon, whatever. There's all this reach that ArenaNet obviously has in comparison to, say, a community organization. And that kind of thing, those kind of relationships, those kind of contacts build up over time. ArenaNet already have those contacts and relationships, whereas, I guess do have quite a lot now, but it's nothing on the scale of ArenaNet. So it's like, it's just talking about scale and how much they want, that scene to be successful. You need to have some kind of support from devs and, ArenaNet in themselves just to advertise things, and things are changing. Like there is some stuff which I'm talking to them about, potentially, which will help that, more awareness and stuff as well. So there is stuff in the background maybe that's going to happen, but it's not stuff that's going to happen anytime soon, and it's not like necessarily tournaments. So I think it's difficult. It's difficult, mate, because it's different. I think generally as a community, all three modes need to fucking work together a little bit more. We all need to be a little bit more of a community of Guild Wars 2.
All right, but I mean, like, PvEers aren't gonna,
Yeah, of course, but we need to all be supportive a little bit more of what's going on, rather than just. And it did happen after a while. Like there would PvP threads would get like fucking downvoted like hell on Reddit. Any kind of PvP drama gets massively overblown because the people are commenting on it have absolutely no fucking clue what's going on, so they escalate it to a point where the next guy is just literally agreeing with them but saying the same thing in a different way, and it's like that doesn't help. Like,
that's true with any drama, though. I think that's true with any drama. I just think that
that's true.
PvP has just had a fair share of that more recently than some of the other game modes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, it'd be great to get everyone in the community working, together and stuff. But like, how do you do that? Like, like if I stream and I'm streaming World vs. World, people who don't play World vs. World aren't going to come to my stream, And I mean, if I'm streaming PvE, people who don't PvE aren't really going to come to the stream probably. So it's like, I mean, why should they? Like what's the motivator for that?
You.
Oh yeah, but no one wants to look at me, dude. Like, come on.
I don't know. They look at Teapot every week.
Teapot's handsome as fuck, dude.
Ooh, thanks, Ray. Well, now, and this is this is kind of this is an interesting thing, and I think this is kind of true in other games, but not to the degree it is in Guild Wars 2. There is this weird illusion in the Guild Wars 2 community that everyone's game mode is kind of leeching the other ones. I think there is that. I think it would be fair to say that there is that opinion.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we GVG takes so many players.
Oh, shut up.
What do you mean leeching? What do you mean? Sorry.
There is a huge amount of animosity.
They're fighting.
Yeah,
for
fighting for resources, right? Fighting for attention. There is a huge amount of animosity between the game modes, I think, and this is really sad to me.
You should have. You should have heard the discussed about the whole chair thing.
There is a real kind of hatred. Whenever I go in, I mean, there's a lot of hatred in PvP towards PvE players, especially PvE public figures, right? If you do not want to be in PvP with the raiding guild tag, right? You don't want to be there. You don't want to be me in PvP, right?
That's true.
Yes.
What happens? Well, actually, I don't actually know about this. What happens?
I mean, like, for instance, when Teapot started getting into World vs. World, I mean, the amount of people that would come to a stream and be like, "Why are you going into World vs. World? Like, dead game. Like, what's wrong with you?" Like, I mean, there are people that were literally like, "I'm never watching your stream again," and it was ridiculous. It's like he likes yeah.
Fuck those guys. Then.
Well, yeah, I mean, fuck them, right? But hey,
it's not the same time.
It ain't just all the PvEers as well, though. There were plenty of World vs. Worlders who told me to fuck off back to raids, right? Like, there is this weird animosity. Like, we're in this together, guys. It's all the same game.
It's very strange.
And God forbid that I enjoy more than one game mode, man. I mean, what is this? I mean, come on.
What are you doing? Why are you even alive? Like, why do you have more than one singular fucking interest, dude? You're a terrible person.
It's so strange. Like, I don't get it. I mean, it would be but the problem is, like, I don't really see a way to not have that happen. Obviously, it shouldn't. Like, I can like World vs. World in PvE and PvP, and I mean,
I think that happens in.
Well, yeah, it happens with.
I think it happens in just about any game that has multiple modes, right?
Maybe, but I think to a much greater degree in this one, actually.
Even in World of Warcraft, it used to happen, though.
No, that's true. No, that is true.
I can't speak about current day WoW, but even back in the day.
No, man, Alterac Valley, everyone loved a bit.
PvP, and I'm not talking about Alterac Valley. I'm talking about PvP 2v2s and 3v3s. Like, that was a totally separate crowd from those who raided and whatever, right? Like, those two communities were not like conjoined to one another or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually think now more than ever, and I think even Wibben has changed my mind about this. And we had quite a heated discussion recently with very different viewpoints. I think him coming into the scene, in a genuine way for the first time, really, in my opinion. He did used to play, but when I think I was responsible partly for getting him back into it because I was like, he should come PvP with me on my stream, and he did. I think it was just unranked at the time. This is, I think this is the end of last year. Or was this early this year? Anyway, and he got a bit of a taste for it, and he did all right in the ranked season. And I think it's genuinely that kind of thing. I think, and bringing new people in and just showing them, how this game is literally based around it's PvP. Like the combat is PvP orientated. This is what the game is. Like it's like
they bounce around PvP a lot as well.
Yeah, sorry, it's not what the game is. I'll change that statement. And yeah, Roy is right in what he's saying. The combat is intended like originally as a PvP thing. That's how they sold a lot of Guild Wars 2. It was a lot about
the combat. The combat's like almost the biggest part of it. It's like it's the best.
And they adjusted it as it's gone on. It works well in raids, it works well in fractals and dungeons. Dungeons. What did I say dungeons for?
Wait. What? What's a dungeon?
Dungeons.
World of Warcraft?
Wait, what's that?
Dungeons.
Was it dungeon? Is that some kind of new content, Jeb? Is that something that's coming in soon? Is that something new?
There's still one wing that I've got to do. One path I've got to do to get my dungeon master.
Dungeon master.
Dungeon master? Come on, Jebro. Yeah. Come on, Jebro. You get out of here. Jeez, I can't cast the Yu-Gi-Oh with you now if you don't have Dungeon Master.
Oh no! Don't bring your PvE dungeon fucking EP over here, boy.
Hey, I had Dungeon Master first week.
That's another part of the community which is just wrong. The dungeon community of Guild Wars 2.
Well, you know what? I'll give you a decent example of this as well. Something I've heard people say to Syngenir quite a bit is, like you don't know anything about PvE content when the guy is clear when the guy has cleared every raid and has done all that content, right? But people don't associate him with that content, so when he speaks about it, they give him sort of crap about it. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know what he's talking about, which isn't actually the truth.
Yeah. Whereas if you talk to Frosty, that's legitimately true. So.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm just
the key here is that I mean in a lot of ways, in a lot of ways, what WP said when he talked to you, Jeb, was basically what I've been saying for a very long time, which is that the community is committing suicide. In my opinion, the PvP scene and the world versus world scene. Almost to me, it looks like they want the game to die. It looks like they want their own game mode to die just so they can complain about it. Okay, and honestly, I can prove I've said this for ages. Like you can go back and watch. Like, I've said this for such a long time, man.
I know. But you've been saying it in a different way because you understand the grief and the anger and the reason.
Yeah, sure. Like I realize why they feel like that, but it sounds really harsh. But I'm sorry, guys. You just gotta suck it up. If you want the game to live, then you gotta like say, right, the past is the past. Now's the future. Now ArenaNet's here. Now ArenaNet is trying to bring the support, right? ArenaNet is trying to bring the support. Okay, they are trying to support the game, and now the community needs to take it, and go for it. Right, you need to. You can't just say, listen, you didn't give me that breadcrumb 6 months ago, so why the fuck am I going to take your breadcrumb now? Okay, no, okay, that's not how we do things here. That's not how we live in this game. Okay, yes, there's a lot of things to be maybe a bit salty about with ArenaNet, with how PvP has been treated, certainly with how World vs. World has been treated. Right, there's definitely no debate there, but. It turns out that actually doesn't matter at all, okay? Because that was then and this is now, and things are different now, and things are changing now, and ArenaNet want to do something about it, and they have done some stuff about PvP, right? There's some great changes that have happened in PvP. Like we've got those ATs set up. Matchmaking is that they're continually trying to improve that. They're doing 2v2s. They're changing the tournament format, right? They're doing split balance, okay? So really...
Yeah, GVG ATs soon.
And hey, honestly, right, man, listen. We had... Ben in the chat literally asking us what game mode we'd have for Guild Halls. If that isn't an implication, then I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Guild Halls is going to get changed. But yeah, no, I agree with you for the most part. Because of conversations I've had. But I agree with you for the most part. I think that ArenaNet are moving in a very good direction at the moment and have been for a while.
Yes. Right. Me too. I think they should delete World vs. World and PvP and just focus on the moneymaker PvE.
And just put it all into mount skins, man.
I mean, you know what?
There's everything in the mount skins.
Hey, listen, you know what? If they did that, great, because I can just quit and I don't have to play this game anymore, and it's great. Right? That's fine. But honestly, I think they've been doing a good job. And I mean, when I first got on like Teapot stream and stuff, I was probably very negative. I was very negative about ArenaNet and stuff. And I mean, I still make jokes about them, and obviously I don't think every single decision they make is great. But yeah, they've been doing a very good job with the balance has been better. Obviously, right now, in my opinion, World vs. World is sort of irrelevant in regards to like discussing it because I think everyone is just mostly waiting for alliances. But obviously, alliances are going to be coming, and that's great. That's huge for World vs. World. And I mean, PvE, they've been making raid wings, I guess. I don't know, but it's it is good. Like it's pretty good at the moment. And I think I think right now it's on the community more than ArenaNet to sort of do stuff. I think maybe the only thing I would say is ArenaNet should do stuff sort of faster, but obviously that's not necessarily up to them. So it's, there you go.
But yeah, it's just really attitudes and changing that. That's right.
I'm really interested. I mean, man, I can't wait for alliances just to see how that shapes things. But I mean, it just takes time, right?
The other thing is if it's not going to come out for another year, then I mean, World vs. World is fucked.
Personally, I think summer. We have summer.
Yeah.
My guess is it's not going to come before August. But if it comes by August, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I was going to say July-ish, but
I'd be with Inks and Roy. July, August, I think is fair.
I mean, I would love it if it was sooner because
earliest.
2 months almost now since they announced them, or certainly more than a month since they announced them.
Didn't they say it's something we've got in the pipeline? We just got to work on it, and
they had already started working on it. I mean, they have most of the format done, but they did make it clear that they weren't going to be pushing everything else aside for this in regards to World vs. World, which is I think a good thing as well.
You got to think whether or not summer is also a good time to launch something like that because people going on holiday and people being
NA it is. NA actually is more active during.
You think the summer's a good time?
Out of school, out of college.
I think it is. I mean,
that's when MMOs go quiet though as well.
People go on holiday.
World vs. World in NA during the summer is probably the most.
Dude, World vs. World. World vs. World players are dedicated, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. During the summer as well.
As soon as all of us are out of school, we do nothing but play World vs. World the entire. I mean,
there
you go.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Now,
hey, dude, you know what?
So to kind of bring it down to earth again. Okay, here we go. Here's the $1 million question, right? So,
Matt, we do agree with you in your. I think generally we agree with you.
And Straigest. World vs. World alliances are already forming in the background.
Oh yeah, of course, dude.
Oh yeah. So, as soon as they announced it.
Yeah.
Well, the argument that I would kind of go with is that I think PvP is a pretty well-formed game mode right now. I think there's nothing really wrong with it except from
Stronghold is awesome, dude.
Yeah, no, Conquest.
Oh, you meant Conquest. You gotta be more specific.
Stronghold is so stupid.
Dude, I kind of like Stronghold. But also, right?
Yeah, MightyTeapot.
What structure has to be added to PvP? Like PvP is pretty well formed. I think it's all good to go. You got your MMR system, balance tweaks. The game is relatively well balanced. I'd say yeah, sure. Like Mesmer is a bit of an outlier, but everything else is pretty okay. I think. You have the tournaments. You have community run tournaments for cash, boys. Okay, for cash. You go, boys. Okay, and yeah, we could certainly do with a few more of those, and then that's it, right? The game system is there; it's on the community, and 2v2 is on its way, maybe as well. So PvP is pretty well formed, I think. And when alliances come along, I think World vs. World will be pretty well formed as well. Honestly, I actually think World vs. World is actually pretty good right now. I think the community could fix World vs. World. The community could fix World vs. World if they wanted to. They just don't think it's on. They just don't think it's on them.
Well, I think World vs. World's a little irrelevant right now because again, that's why I don't. I mean, I don't personally. I really don't play it. Like I play GVG if anything, but I don't play World vs. World at all right now, just because I think again a lot of people are just waiting for alliances to come out and then we could talk about what could be better or not in World vs. World. But right now I don't. I don't really see a point. Yeah, it's not bad for sure. I think there's not enough players playing it because again they're waiting for alliances. But
I think alliances is a stepping stone to something greater. Yeah,
I just feel like a lot of people are waiting for alliances to come out and then then you can start
community doing dev's job. Well, here's the thing, Snow. I actually don't think it is the dev's job. It's not all the dev's job. I actually had a debate with Bick on his stream about this, and actually I'm really what Kintosh is saying here actually concerns me a lot. I actually think that unless the community takes up alliances very well, I actually think it's going to be well, It won't change it. It won't be a disaster. I'm not going to say it's a disaster. I'm going to say it won't change anything, okay?
ArenaNet said as much themselves.
It's a really important thing, guys, okay? And I'm saying this to everyone in all game modes. And I mean this for PvE players, World versus World players, and PvPers, okay? All of you, okay? All right? Very important, okay? If we have to at least give it a shot, guys, okay? Don't instantly shit on it. Right? It's what I'm trying to say. All right? Try it. Just have a go. And then we can give maybe some polite feedback. We can work with ArenaNet. Like, ArenaNet are not our enemies, guys. And right now it feels like the community is quite opposed to ArenaNet in a lot of ways.
I don't know. I'm not sure I agree.
They get eaten alive, man, whenever they try and do anything. Okay, it's really important to give positive, well, not necessarily positive, but constructive feedback, guys, and work with the and also not everything is ArenaNet's fault. Okay, not everything is ArenaNet's fault, and there are some things that the community has to bring together. Okay, if you want a competitive scene, it's not all on the devs, right? I mean, like stuff like fucking. I don't know, stuff like RuneScape has a competitive scene, like in a large part because of the community, right? It's important stuff, right? This is not all on the devs.
Hey,
like, the community.
You want to talk about
community? As well.
You want to talk about community running competitive scenes, man? I can talk about that. I mean, look at GVG.
Well,
it's been nothing but community since the beginning of the game, and it's still very competitive.
Exactly.
But you're right as far as alliances aren't necessarily going to save World vs. World, and I think that might be a misconception a lot of people have. And I said this when we made a TeaTime about alliances as well. First off, there is no permanent solution to population balance, right? And that's sort of the main goal of alliances, to fix population issues.
Yeah. That's the aim.
But the important thing is that it's going to change, or it is a change. And it can be very good. I think it can be a much better system than we have now. But yeah, it definitely comes down to the community. Because if the community decides to just, again, stack one alliance, as they did with servers, which is probably possible, then it's going to ruin.
That's when it died for me. That's why I left World v World.
Yeah, well, I mean,
World v World died for me.
That's why a lot of people don't want to play. But the other thing that some people have said in chat, what I was saying is not that, when they institute alliances, that's going to fix everything in World of World. That's not true.
No, of course not.
What I was saying is that I think that a lot of people are sort of taking a break, like myself, or not necessarily trying to do a lot at the moment in World versus World until alliances come out. Because, again, alliances are obviously going to have a big effect, or they should have a big effect on World versus World as a whole. And when that happens, that's when you start saying, okay, what else needs to be fixed? This needs to be fixed. This could be better. Until then, yeah, you could do it. But obviously, they're going to be trying to get alliances out. So, they're not going to be focusing on a lot of other stuff. Like I said before, they'll probably try and do some quality of life stuff. If there's something that really needs to be fixed, I'm sure they'll do it. But their main focus is alliances. So it doesn't really make sense to be like, okay, now they need to put more objectives in the game. Now they need to focus on changing how people do it.
It's a stepping stone of possibilities. And ArenaNet said themselves that if alliances aren't supported by the community,
they might get rid of them, I guess.
It's just not going to matter. It just won't
matter.
But
that's the point is as well, I think psychologically for people, and is maybe what Roy's kind of alluding to as well, is that it's attention to your game mode, right? Like there's some attention on World v World, some love which has very much been needed, which will just bring people back as well.
In the last year or whatever, and I've been saying this for a while, I mean, pretty much not since server links, because in between server links and a bunch, maybe a year ago, there were a lot of really bad changes. But again, I mean, and I talk about him all the time. But again, ArenaNet Raymond is just insanely good at this, and they've been really giving more attention, I think, to World of World. Even if they haven't been putting out changes, they're talking to the community a lot more. And I think they're thinking about the community a lot more, and they're interacting with the community a lot more, and you can see it. It's just I think that
and PvP
direction, the direction that ArenaNet has been moving in the last year and maybe a bit more has been very positive in my opinion. And now again, it is like we've been saying, up to the community to sort of take that and take advantage of it and do something more with it. And start doing what Wooden Potatoes has been doing. Instead of just streaming PvE, he's now getting into PvP. He's casting ATs. That's great. That's awesome. So now maybe other people should do it. Now maybe instead of just streaming GVGs, I should go do some raids or something. Get more involved with other parts of the community and stuff like that. and work with ArenaNet more.
It's a lot of
I wish
talk.
you luck. Have fun.
It's a lot of talk and not a lot of doing. Well, I stream all 3 game modes, man. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, we know. We know.
No. This is chat calling me out, dude. What?
Well, he might be talking about ArenaNet. I think he probably is talking about ArenaNet because he's not. I don't think he's completely wrong, but at the same time, there was a long period of time where I feel like they weren't even talking. So the fact that now they are is even better. And I would rather go to a forum or a Reddit or wherever, and be like, "Hi, ArenaNet, I would like to see this change," and then have them just say no, or have them say it's not going to happen, as opposed to them being like, just there's nothing. Which is what it was for a while.
Most important thing about the whole of this is, and reason why people started to change their minds, what Roy's talking about. You have to have communication. If you have no lines of communication, it's like a parent not talking to their child. It's just it's very, very similar because you need that communication to talk about the future, what's happening in our family, what's happening in our unit with our community, and it's like if you don't talk. And especially, you can normally save everything just by talking, even if you don't insert content specifically.
Where'd Roy go?
Oh, he's gone.
We lost Roy.
Roy is dead.
He's talking. You can hear him. Let me make this point quickly. But you need to make sure that you have that, because that's what Ben and Roy said with Raymond and even like Raids and whatnot. Just inserting themselves into with the bands and stuff. even though. It doesn't matter if we agree or disagree or whatever, they immediately, when the AT stuff happened monthly, because Chris jumps on Reddit and there's instant communication about what they're going to be doing almost. That was very quick. And that was on a Saturday, for fuck's sake. The amount of impact that kind of thing happens compared to, even 6 months ago to when they weren't maybe longer than that, maybe 7 or 8 months ago. That kind of thing is important because that's their input and their care, and then people start to care back. So there is a slight responsibility from ArenaNet. You have to have communication, but as long as there's that line of communication which is open, which is the same as now, which is current, then awesome. I'm happy. That's all I ever wanted, right? I always talked about fucking communication. It's not even necessarily content, but just talking about stuff they will potentially do. When Ben kind of laid out this roadmap almost for PvP, it was Swiss tournament, boys, AT's fucking maybe, legendary tournament coming back, all this stuff, insinuating that 2v2 tournament ATs are going to be a thing, that, all these different things are happening. It's it plants that seed where you can, look to the future, which is important. I've just seen someone in PvP miss called Lord Helseth, which is quite fun. And it's important, to give you some kind of roadmap, which I think is good. And that's what you need to do. I think gaming nowadays has evolved ever since Guild Wars 2 launched, and they've kind of had to change with that. I just think they've kind of changed a bit slower than everyone else, but they're doing a good job now. I think there's genuine good communication now. I think genuinely the balance is good. Their attention to, the community generally is a lot better. I think with that comes, hopefully people can get over their salty ways and, kind of just do what you want them to do and do what they should be doing. Like you said multiple times throughout this entire podcast, just fucking sort this shit out and get on with the game and enjoy what we need to enjoy. I don't know. But you're right. You are right, Matt. You are.
Right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah. And this is the contention. Right? If you really love the game, okay, if people really love the game and they want the game to do well, okay, they'd get off their ass and actually try and do something about it, okay? Because I do, and I think I'm not a hypocrite on that. I think I do, try and do my best for the game. And I think you guys do as well. I'm not saying this is here I am, the sole champion, the beacon in the darkness.
You are.
Guys, don't check out any other streams. Just watch Teapot. He just said it. He said he's better than all of us.
That's not the case. I'm not anyone here, and honestly, I would say most people in the stream are not guilty of this. I realize. Don't get me wrong, guys. I this isn't some at the end of fucking Riddick with all like the sand demons like crawling up the mountain. That's a slightly obscure reference, actually. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna get that.
Those are great movies, by the way.
But you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm serious,
it's mud demons, I think, actually. But you know, this isn't that, right? Everyone here already probably agrees with me. I think I'm preaching to the choir a lot here, but what I'm doing... Okay, so Inks hates the game and he wants it to die. Okay, all right.
Wait, Inks, what are you even doing here, by the way?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Besides looking perfect, as always, by the way.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, and what the critique is of the community, the community in general. There is a lot of negativity, and it's not how a game survives and thrives. It's how it shrivels up and dies. Okay, you know what I mean? And that is very sad to me. Because I don't want the game to die, and I don't think it needs to either. The reason I don't like it is because people are claiming people are claiming constantly, oh, dead game. Like, oh, Guild Wars 2, dead game.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
You know, or like, oh, ArenaNet hates PvP. ArenaNet hates World vs. World. ArenaNet hates dungeons.
Like,
might do that,
if anyone compares, like, anyone talks about the biggest MMOs out there, RPGs, so you go and visit all the main YouTube creators. Whenever anyone talks about games you should be playing MMO-wise, Guild Wars 2 is up there with World of Warcraft.
People said that Guild Wars 2 has been dead for like 3 years, and I don't get it. Like,
that's every game. Every game, it's... With the every game suffers from that. It's just
what
it's
people
dead,
do
right?
to make themselves feel better about the fact that they're not playing it. That's
Bingo.
exactly what it is.
Exactly. It's just this weird kind of lying to yourself kind of meme.
It is right. It's psychological.
It really is. It really is. And they all have this little negative jerk off that fiesta. Okay.
It's like, if you don't want to play, then don't play. But there's still plenty of people playing it, and it's not dead at all.
The game doesn't need to be dead. The reason this kind of triggers me and upsets me a bit is that there is no reason why PvP should be in the state it is, really. Like, it's in the state it is, like, well, it's not digging itself out because it doesn't need to dig it, because it's not actually digging itself out. There could be things that they could do. The World versus World scene is kind of it's a meme, but like there are things that the community could do to help itself, right? And yeah, that's I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just like my opinion, man. Okay, and we're doing the movie references today, boys. Okay, and the negativity and the cloud over Guild Wars 2 is because of the Guild Wars 2 community, pretty much exclusively.
To be fair, I think a lot of people certainly recently have been complaining about the lack of or the terribleness of the marketing, and with that, I agree.
Yes. Now, yeah, the marketing.
Did you just start playing Guild Wars 2? Did you just start following Guild Wars 2 recently?
The thing is, it's like, but the thing is that no, it's not fun talking about it.
I feel like
I don't think they've got the freedom to do what they want to do, and I can't.
Okay, but whose fault is that? Like,
oh, I don't know, the person who like runs the entire thing. I don't know, maybe.
Okay, well, they're still part of it, aren't? I mean, whatever.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I agree with you in that.
My point is, like, yeah, I think that the community.
They should dress up and rent a taxi cab, and then
fake ain't it fake cab? Ain't it fake taxi?
That was so long ago. Oh my god, that was interesting.
Like, no, I just feel like, yeah, the community could do a lot more, but there is still more that ArenaNet could do. I mean, especially in regards to marketing. Like, there's just it's bad.
Yeah, and that's 100% true. That is definitely true. ArenaNet could do more, and I think they are trying. And here's the thing: I genuinely believe that ArenaNet's intentions are good. Okay, I think they have good intentions. All right, boys. Okay. But the big, I think,
for sure.
I think the community, in my opinion, the community in pretty much all the game modes isn't pulling its weight, in my opinion, because I think a huge part of any game is the community. All right, and this community is great. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy this community. We have our nice little memes. Okay, we have our spicy memes. All right, and that's great. But the thing is, we need to, not shit on the game too much, okay? I know on TeaTime, we have a bit of a complain fiesta. We do that, okay?
But I don't know what you're talking about. I've never complained about anything. I think
if someone
wants but it's venting. It's not like it's just venting. You can still vent about things.
I think if a new player to Guild Wars 2 watched the TeaTime, okay, I I genuinely think that they would leave that tea time thinking that we really cared about the game and wanted it to do well. Okay, because we critique the game, but we're actually fuck this shit. Fuck you guys.
Listen.
Cool, he's gone. Let's go. Let's run this show.
All right, boys, I'm running it now.
I'm gonna let everybody in on a.
What's your favorite
everybody in on a secret
of all time? Has anyone got like
every episode of Tea Time is basically April Fool's Day. I'm not sure if people clued in on that just yet.
We can see you, Matt.
I know.
Oh no, they can't. We can. I
don't think he can hear it.
Yeah, he was actually dancing. He was doing a small jig there, an Irish jig. He was eating one of his Easter eggs. He's got Linda fucking chocolate.
Dude, I didn't even get any Easter eggs, man. I've only got mini eggs, man.
Happy Easter, everyone.
No, in America they do not have a day off on Friday or Monday during Easter.
Wait, are you kidding me?
That's not true.
Yeah, there's no such thing as Good Friday. Apparently,
that's not true. That's not true.
It is true.
Maybe we're
Canada,
but not where I live. Not where I live.
It's off.
What is it? What? There's things.
It depends on. It depends where you live. There was a lot of places that have Friday off.
A lot of places. Well, I can't say about the U.S. because I haven't lived there in years, but in at least my part of Canada, lots of things were closed on Friday and lots of things were closed on Monday.
There's nothing.
Oh man, see all these damn immigrants, dude.
Wow. Wow. Don't clip that.
You can't send Kinder Eggs to America?
Don't clip that.
I don't know. I live in Canada, so we can eat all the Kinder Eggs we want. Cases and cases of Kinder Eggs.
Wait, Kinder Eggs are banned in America. No. What are you guys telling me? What are you guys talking about this?
You can have Kinder Eggs, you can't sell them.
No, that's changed. Someone was selling Kinder Eggs recently. It was on Twitter, I saw it. There's actually places that sell Kinder Eggs apparently now.
Wait, why are they legislated against in America? What's going on?
Because they have a little toy in the middle, and because Americans are too stupid not to choke on them.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Little American children are too stupid not to eat the whole egg and eat the toy inside.
Yes, because American children see an egg, this big, and their first thought is just to swallow the entire thing. They don't even take the wrapping off.
So I tell you what, Matt, if you came over to America and you watched their TV, you would understand why Kinder Eggs are fucking banned, because every single advert about medication is literally a warning about them. The warning is longer than them telling you about what the fuck is going on. It's like, hi guys, eat this awesome chocolate bar. 10 minutes later, it's finished telling you about how many ways it will kill you.
Wow.
And it's like, yeah, cool, I'm going to eat that Mars, but I could die of rabies, for example.
Mars? Oh, dude, I wish we had Mars bars in the US, man. Mars bars are great.
You do have Mars bars. They're just not actual Mars bars. They're fucking Milky Ways. It doesn't make any sense.
Mars bars are much better than Milky Ways. Don't even. This has turned into candy time, by the way. This is no longer
candy time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun facts, dude. This is fun facts.
These are true.
You actually didn't know that Kinder Eggs were banned?
No, I had no idea they were banned. They banned it
forever, dude.
Yeah.
Forever.
How did I not know?
I've had Kinder Eggs because like people brought them over from Germany and stuff. But,
yeah.
like,
it was a couple of years. It was a couple of years ago. Some kid choked on it, died, or whatever.
More than a couple of years ago.
Damn, dude.
Whatever. Whenever it was, but yeah.
I
always bring.
People have warning labels on everything.
I always bring a bunch of Kinder Eggs across the border when I go visit my niece.
Yeah, Inks is literally like flipping, breaking the law.
Would you like a little egg, kid? Here you go.
Hoarding these fucking Kinder Eggs inside himself. It's like, here you go.
You know what the worst part is, too?
Kinder Eggs for sale.
The toys aren't even that great. Like, they're stupid. Like, they're
what
like little...
What are you talking about?
Toys are terrible. And you choke on them.
They're beautiful.
Come on.
They're beautiful, man.
Wow.
They're so beautiful.
Oh, the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act prohibits confectionery products which contain a non-nutritive object. What the fuck?
Is that really?
Unless it has a functional value. So basically, you could have a Kinder Egg, but you've got to put a spanner in it or something. Then it's okay.
Well, like a bullet, maybe.
Well, I guess that's useful.
That's for the South, maybe.
Yeah, or like a pencil sharpener. You can have like a pencil sharpener in the Kinder Egg or some shit.
Yeah, just a pair of scissors.
It's kind of funny.
Okay. So we can maybe we can work with that. Yeah, but yeah, guys, just let's just talk. Let's just talk about it, guys. Just general advice here. If you're gonna eat, if you're gonna eat a Kinder Egg, guys, don't eat the toy. All right, just don't do that.
What kills me is the toy is inside a plastic capsule.
I think
that's then covered in chocolate.
I'm telling you, dude, they just swallow them whole, man.
I think
that's what it's. I don't know, man. I mean, how could you bite? How could you bite into a Kinder Egg and not like?
How do you not know it's a toy? Yeah,
it's yellow.
Because you really like it. Want to have the whole egg in your mouth
like,
at one time.
This chocolate seems to taste strangely like plastic, but I'm gonna swallow it anyways. I don't know. You know what? All right, let's. Enough talking about how dumb everyone in America is. All right, I'm the stupidest person in America, by the way. Let's just get that out there, so I don't insult anybody. Let's get back to fixing PvP.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can do that too.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
right. It's Easter, so it's relevant.
Where are we going? Where are we going with this? Yeah, it is Easter. It's fine. What are we talking about? The community can save itself. Let us pull our socks off, guys. Okay.
We have been saying.
Dust ourselves off. Okay. And save Guild Wars 2. Let's make Guild Wars 2 great again. What we're gonna do is, instead of building some walls, I'm going into the house. There's house. It's the PvE house. Okay. I walk next door. There's the wall between the world versus world. See, I knock the fucking wall down, boys. Okay. We're taking down the walls instead. Okay. Instead of the Mexicans.
We're building bridges.
Dude, the Mexicans are like, oh yeah. This is a great analogy. The Mexicans are a lot like the PvE scene. Okay, and the US. It's like the world versus world PvP scene. And the world versus world is like, keep those fucking PvEers out of here, man. Well, get them out. They're not sending their best. They're rapists or something.
What's the third region? What's the third
region? To be fair, we are all killing each other. So.
Okay, and then we take down the wall, and all the PvEers rush into the US and take over.
Teapot, I feel like your analogies are not
on
the best.
Yeah. No, it's perfect. It makes perfect sense. I think it makes perfect sense. Monkey TOS, how is that Monkey TOS, dude? It's Monkey TOS.
I think right. So what we've been talking about really essentially is the fact that we need to stop sucking, basically, and we need to just be better and just make sure we advertise our scene to the people who want to come into it, and we try and portray a positive view on it. But at the same time, don't bullshit people. Inform them, give them our opinion, but to a point where we're not so negative that we're fucking people over before they've even got to try it. I think that's important.
It's a lot easier to blame ArenaNet for stuff. I mean, obviously, but at the end of the day, and I think someone was counting how many times you said that. It's absolutely up to the community as well. I mean, if the community had been very together and with the right mindset from the beginning, I think the game would be in a much better state than it is now. And there's no way you can blame ArenaNet fully or for everything, of course. I mean, no, I don't think you can blame any game company like that. And also,
I think that's in every zone mode, right, as well. Yeah. I don't think it's just one.
I think that, the more, and this is sort of what Teapot has been trying to do with the delusional elitists, get more people streaming, get more streamers sort of working together, supporting each other. That'll definitely build the community up. And I mean, I've been streaming and I definitely have more viewers than I thought I'd get. You see Frostball, he's been streaming a lot and he's been getting a ton of viewers. It's like more and more people starting to do it. Naru has just started streaming and I mean, he's been grinding really hard and he gets a ton of viewers every stream, which is great. So PvEers just hate his PvP. Yeah, no, it's not true. I think people just hate each other.
Except me, that's true for that. It's true for me.
It just doesn't like anybody.
Oh God,
no, I don't. But you have to be decent to good at a competitive game mode you're playing to draw a crowd in. You can't just be terrible. Trust me, you can't just be terrible at it to draw a crowd in because people won't watch.
Well, yeah, but I mean, to be fair, that's okay. I mean, I don't know, but I think at the same time, you're right. I think that's true, although I don't necessarily think that's wrong. I mean, I think it's more interesting to watch people who are really good. But at the same time, I think there are some people who would like to see someone who, over the course of a few weeks or a month or something, improve. And if he streams that sort of journey, that's great. I think that's awesome. I mean, you have to play PvP to get good at PvP. You're not going to just go into PvP and be one of the best players in the game. That's not how it works.
It's not just about the player being good. I agree with you in terms of like specific.
It's about their personality.
Definitely helps. It is about personality. It's about consistency. It's about many things. I mean, you know, people don't come and watch me because I'm skillful at PvP, do they? Really? I mean, I'm very average. Very average. Yeah, Roy comes just for that reason. He's just like, yeah, he's playing some random build again. Fuck it. But like, it's because
PvP needs more boob streamers. There you go. That's all it needs. Easy.
Well, that's getting better on Twitch generally. To be fair, like that whole thing is getting a bit.
You just need body painters. Just bring some body painters over to Guild Wars 2. Paint up some Asura. Paint up some Norn or something.
Everyone has their thing. Whether we like it or not, as long as it's not breaking TOS.
You can't improve when the game has one-shot builds. Why not? Why not? Dodge.
When people talk about this stuff, it's always like, well, you know, if you guys think that the one-shot build is really busted, then play the one-shot build. Okay. If you guys,
man, I don't get like. I haven't really ever gotten one. I mean, I get one shot.
You can get
like every fight. I get one shot. Like,
it's less chance to get one shot right now, isn't it?
You don't get one shot.
It's not. I mean, it's like sure. There are builds that have the potential to one shot you if you stand there, but like.
If you counter one of those abilities, you can normally kill them. You can normally kill them as long as they've got no defense.
Also, I mean, like I don't think you have to be winning every single duel or winning every single game to be interesting. Like,
the point is that when you play and if you get wrecked by something, normally then something's a little bit overpowered. But you can. It might just be logical because you're not well matched against that person or that player, so you avoid that situation and you change your gameplay and you improve. You don't just moan about it. You try and change it.
You have 2 dodges. Why are you getting one shot?
Yeah, exactly.
Depends if you get dazed before, but that's entirely.
Roy cleansed Jeff.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. I didn't even. Wait, what?
You're exposed. You cleansed Jeff.
What?
Yes, you did. It's right there in chat. It says here, Roy timed out Jeffy's for 1 second. Okay.
It was the other mod named Roy.
Oh. No. You don't have to be. You don't have to be a good. You don't have to be a good player. Just look at me, boys. Okay. We're doing okay here.
Guys, this is proof. Hellseth is in the chat. He's watching Guild Wars 2 stream. All right, PvP is alive.
There you go. It's alive. You know, he has taken his valuable time away from selling people things and battle right to come and join us. Okay, so that that's pretty good. That's pretty value. See, no attention to me, please.
Hellseth, come on, it's impossible for you to be anywhere without having attention on yourself. Just accept it. All right, Hellseth. Thank you. This is a Hellseth stream now. Yeah, let's get him on TeaTime, boys.
Well. That has happened once, actually. But anyway.
Really? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It is time to, it's time to save the game. I think we can do it. The community can do it if we want to. I think the game is really good. I think we all agree that the game is really good and we really like it a lot. And so let's just get on there.
No, I hate Guild Wars 2. I have since the start. Every day that I play this game, it burns a hole in my chest. Yeah, it's like,
I feel you.
No. Do we have anything else to talk about? Have we got to cover anything? Have we missed anything, guys?
Just want to give you an update, Teapot.
Okay.
TeaTime has more viewers than all of Battle Right. Just saying.
Feels good, man. Feels good, man.
Battle Right can suck our dicks. Let's go, son.
Wow.
Whoa, that's a little.
That's
a little toxic, there, dude. That's wow. Okay. I mean, all right. Wow. That is pretty toxic, dude. But yeah, I think that'll about do it, right, guys? I think that's it.
Yeah. I'm ready for PAX.
Are you going to PAX East, Inks?
Yeah, he just picked me up in his plane.
I might go. Thinking about it.
I'm not going to PAX.
Oh, I'm not going to go either then.
I wish I was, but I'm not. I won't be there.
When is it? Is it April?
No, it's like
next week.
Oh, I'm definitely not going.
This week coming up.
I didn't even know what it was.
Guild Wars 2 Memorial Service always get good views. Yeah, that explains why you still get viewers when you stream Guild Wars 2, Hellseth. But it said it's the funeral for you instead, though. God, that was harsh, actually. That was
harsh.
Yeah.
That
was harsh, okay?
No. Stick with it. I like it.
Come on, he'd say the same thing. Come on. It's just banter with the lads, dude.
What did you say? Can you repeat it? Why not? What happened?
All right.
Why are we shitting on Host?
No, wait, shit on him. He's a good lad. You should come back to the game, honestly, man. You should come back to the game.
Hellseth is the nicest guy I've ever seen.
Honestly, dude, you should come back to the game, man. Like, we honestly miss you. I'm not even joking, dude.
I mean, Hellseth, dude, Mirage is really good, dude. Like, I think you would have a chance to win some games now. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Was that toxic? I didn't.
We're so toxic, guys. We are so toxic. But yeah,
we all love each other in the Guild Wars 2 streaming community, and there you go.
Yes, we do. And there we go. That's
toxic
it. Just so you know, just to make it very clear, make it very explicit. There is no beef there. Okay, just a little bit of banter with the lads. Okay.
I always liked Hellseth streamed it.
This is for that payback for that one time where you said I didn't dodge, Hellseth. Okay, that one time that on Twitter, dude. Okay, you remember that? Yeah, I remember that, motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. Who gives a shit? But yeah, Brazil is gone forever. But yes, I don't know.
He was playing Fortnite the other day.
Was he?
No word of a lie. He was streaming Fortnite.
He was streaming Fortnite.
Wait, Brazil was streaming Fortnite?
I need to talk to him.
What?
Is he Skype still on? I'll fucking team up with him now.
Wait, what's going on there, man?
Yeah.
Wait, how did you... Wait, what the fuck?
Somebody sent me a message yesterday and said that they were watching Brazil stream Fortnite.
What the fuck?
A ton of Guild Wars 2 people are streaming Fortnite, actually.
I mean, hey, dude, apparently anyone can get 250,000 subs by streaming Fortnite, so...
Yeah, easy. All I need is Drake to come onto my stream, and boom, easy partner.
Solid game, man. Solid game. Yeah, Drake. Drake and MMOX.
You don't know.
All right. Can I ask a question? If you could stream, like, with any famous person living right now in the world, who would it be?
MMOX.
Nice. That's good.
Good choice.
That's a good choice.
That is a good choice, man. That is
Donald Trump.
Seriously, I want to know.
Donald Trump streaming Fortnite.
Donald Trump. Wow.
Yep.
The epic.
I'm just in it for the views, right?
Well,
yeah,
I would need someone to carry me, to be honest. So whoever's good at Fortnite, I guess.
I just meant generally in the game, like anyone. It doesn't matter the game.
Yeah, me and Drake are gonna open 1,000 Black Lion chests. Make sure you tune in.
Maybe me and Malkova.
Stormy Daniels.
Robert Downey Jr.
Spider-Man.
Trump could just be my wall builder.
Oh god. Stream with Trump.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Aussie, yeah, Hypnotic's got it right. You're right. He would just be there the whole time going, "Oh, Sharon, what the fuck do I do?" It's been like the whole time. He's like,
"Oh my goodness."
Well, we have devolved.
Yes, we have devolved. Let's.
Hey, I like general conversation, man.
Yeah, it is good. We've had some good. We've done the Kinder eggs. We've done the celebrity streamer memes.
Wait a minute.
We've been doing a great time. We've been doing very well today. And you tell you what, it is now time for us to let us chill. Okay, let's just cut the crap and just chill. Chill all our memes really hard. Yeah, focus back on the Kinder eggs, guys. Okay, back to the Kinder eggs. Okay, let's see. Who do we have here with us today? I have no idea because I wasn't paying attention the entire time. Haha, joke's on you guys, April Fools. Let's see. We got Jebro here. Jebro, what are you up to? You're streaming right after this, right?
I'm streaming in a minute. Yeah. I'm trying to get a fucking link for this thing. Okay, yeah, I'm streaming in a minute. 80 if it's on, casting that. NA, and also I'm trying to get the fucking command for UGO. UGO is still on. Like I said, Zan, Sind, Vance, Chow, whoever was banned in game is not banned now. They are playing if they want to play. Again, I don't know if they want to play. I don't know if they care, but they are allowed to play. I've told them before we announced it here. So yeah, that's cool. So hopefully, that pleases a lot of people. We just decided as a staff. That's aside from my own stuff. I'm streaming as well in a bit, or just straight after this. I've just come back from a trip, so I haven't been here for about 3 or 4 days. I casted the other day with Wooden Potatoes as well. We came on for a bit, just to learn some bits and pieces, to talk about the games we were watching, which is quite cool. When hopefully we can get Roy sorted. Hopefully we'll do that with him as well. And yeah, loads of different stuff happening.
What's happening with me? You said my name?
Well, want to get you like partnership so we can get you on 18.
No, I can't be a partner. I stream GVG.
Wait, a partner for what?
ArenaNet.
Oh, you can have my spot.
Whoa.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa.
Thanks. I appreciate that, man.
I hear there's an opening coming soon.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't. That's why it's good.
Be sure to tune into Jebro. We'll drop the host as well, of course, right after this. We'll be joining Jebro in just a moment on his stream. But before we do that, we have a few more people to explain about. And, of course, joining us once again, it is Roy from Roy's Boys, the best guild in the game. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what have you been up to these days? Because I've seen a few of those streams, and it has been nothing but excitement. Okay, nothing but excitement. Wow.
Teapot, can I hire you to be my promotional
I am the hype guy. I am the hype guy. Yeah. I hype everyone. Let's go.
So I stream usually like GVGs. Like I'll shoutcast them. It's some good stuff. But also I stream a little bit of PvP, not usually because I'm garbage at it. And I shoutcast the UGOs with Jebro. April 15th, April 22nd, we've got the next tournaments coming out.
Sorry, I didn't say that.
Yeah. We've got NA on the 15th and EU on the 22nd. Me and him will be shoutcasting those. Make sure you check them out. That's the first UGOs we've had since December. And so it should be pretty exciting. Should be some good stuff. As Jebro said, we don't have anyone banned there, so everyone will be able to play. And then, my cam just went really...
Oh, you're all blurry.
There we go. Hello. Now you can see me again, unfortunately. So other than myself, I stream occasionally. There's going to be another tournament that I'm not going to go into too much detail, but that will be separate from the UGO that I'm helping to run. And there will be more information coming out about that. But that'll be a pretty exciting time. I'll be shoutcasting that, maybe with some other people. And I'll be making a Reddit post or something about that probably in the next week or so. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's good stuff. And other than that, follow MMO Inks on Twitter, sub to Teapot and Jebro, and there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mystic Builds every Saturday, 7 p.m.
Mystic
UK.
Builds,
me and Teapot got that casting down. Easy.
Mystic Builds, that's
the pinnacle of esports.
It is the pinnacle of esports, but it's the pinnacle of esports. I'm not afraid to say it. Okay, Paulie's got nothing on that. Yeah. And it is, look at Inks in the top right-hand corner. He hates everything. He hates us all.
Listen, this was $10 on We Love Fine. This is the size of baby Arene with the clapper hands, with the little magnetic hands.
Aww.
Just so you guys can see how big this was. Jesus. This is the size of the Choya, by the way, so you can see the difference. Now, this is $25. This is $10 USD. So, in case you thought that mini Arene, or in case you thought baby Arene would be a little larger, she's not. She's this big. I don't have a banana, otherwise we could banana for scale. But I got this in the mail the other day because I bought it, and
stuffed animals. All right,
a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. Jesus. So there you go.
Is now a stuffed animal collector.
Yep, it absolutely is. It's a stuffed animal stream, a plush stream. Feels good, man.
Yep.
Well, it's just
weighted, but the butt doesn't feel that heavy, but supposedly it's weighted. It's good for throwing across the room at other people, so it's good for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want a shillings, or are you just going to shill ArenaNet?
No, that's it. Just wanted people to be aware.
All right, I'm going to shill for Inks. You want some sick fucking PvE content? You want to stare at the most attractive man in Guild Wars 2 history? Go to twitch.tv/MMOinks. Watch his stream. He streams PvE. He's a fucking god. And sub to him. There you go.
Wow, that was pretty exciting. That was way better job than I could do.
I mean, I don't know how I'm going to follow that, but I mean, all I can say is, guys, if you like the stream, I mean, we had one hell of a discussion today, guys. It got a little bit spicy, a little bit of spice here, you know, and all things nice, you know, and by all things nice, I mean, you know, the beautiful faces you're seeing here, guys. So, if you like that sort of thing and you like PvE and some me running around casting abilities in World vs. World and you know, beating hotbox and ATs, you know, all of that you can watch here, okay, guys? You can watch all of that here.
Demolishing hotbox in ATs.
Thank you. I accept that correction. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream today. If you did, hit that follow button. If you want to save esports, subscribe as well. Twitch Prime, do it for free. I need to get that clip of Ninja, like, doing, like, the mega shill. Dude, like, the guy's on another level, okay? When he comes to Twitch Prime shilling, I can't do it, you know? At the end of the day, the guy's the best shiller in the game.
You make trailers like Tyler 1 does, dude.
Oh, we need to do it, man.
Listen, Tyler 1.
Tyler 1
before we end.
Best, dude.
Not only that, but I have to say, I must have seen maybe 50 clips of him drop food off a plate or out of an oven or whatever. Like, that's his shtick, right? He holds it. Really? Look at this food I'm eating, and then it just falls onto his keyboard or something, right?
Now trying to crush like hard-boiled eggs or something, or like an egg. It's almost impossible to crush an egg.
Or he's cooking in his kitchen and he pulls something out of the oven and it just falls all over the floor.
I actually really like Tyler 1. I think he's
funny. I think he's funny.
I'm just saying that's his shtick, though.
I don't know if he's a good guy, but he's funny.
He drops food all over the place. That's his thing.
Well, anyway,
we're selling random people now.
Yeah, we did. Now we're just selling everyone. But yeah, everyone follow the stream, guys. Subscribe to the stream. Yeah, follow me on Twitter as well. Subscribe to everyone here. Follow everyone here. Go to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all of it. Then go to Illusion Elitists and do all of that. Jeb's about to start his stream. We're gonna start the raid. We're raiding Jebro right now.
Wow, Jebro.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know, it's because he can't use the webcam on both at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Jebro hates us, man.
Okay, the raid is commencing now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate that. Be sure to check out everyone here. All the links are below. And yeah, follow me on Twitter as well. Come back and watch every single day. We've got that quality content, boys, especially with Delusion Leaders, best Twitch team ever. And yeah, go side of Jebro. We're departing there. Spam something as chat. I want it unreadable, and I want you guys to request Gachi as well. So, thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a good evening, and we will see you guys later, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah.
Bye.
Sick.